Hello, Michael. Good morning. Hello, Leato. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Linda. Hello, Fred. Hello, David. Hello, Honey Dipper. Hello, Bree. Hello, Sherman Tank. Hello, Miranda. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Old Dog. Hello, Iris. Good morning, Stagger. Good morning, Hard Rock. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Hot Tea. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Lily. Ice Mike. Tony. Adam. Kiara. The Mooniverse. Vector. Sonia. Bye. Sarah. Mary. Tyler. Moore. Barbara. Teresa. Nicole. Joke. Rainbow. Hard Rain. Tina. Week. Chops. Fabulous, Michael, Ant, Big, Mo, Overlord, Peach, Martin, Joseph, D. What's up, Timberwolf? Landon, Frank the Tank, Susan, Rat Day, 3-Point Sniper, Adriana, Cheryl, Jeanette, Kat, Nathan, Alejandro. What's up, Landon? Hello, Maddie. Good morning. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Bussa. How y'all doing this morning? Hello, team. Hello, Big Mama. Hello, something I can't see. Hello, Naomi. Hello, Miss. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Goddess of Death. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Willie. Hello, Medic. Hello, Nick. Hello, Victor. Hello, Dennis. Thank you for the follow, Jeanette. How are you doing? Hello, Blade. Hello, Libra. Hello, Long Time. Hello, Man. Hello, Cable Media. Hello, Accused. Hello, She. Hello, Ferna. Hello, Sassy. Hello, Troy. Hello, Marco. Hello, Scott. Hello, Her Nature. Hello, Meerkat. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Silent Space. Hello, Sky Pirates. Good morning, Dog. Good morning, Rich. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Courtney. Good morning, Junebug. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Elisa. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Tick Pocket. I like that. Cute. Good morning, Tiger. Good morning, Mario. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, Ra. Good morning, Sheep. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Aware. Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Rich. Good morning, Seva. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Anime Lover. Good morning, JT. Good morning, David. Good morning, Watcher. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Cher. Good morning, Noodle. Good morning, Jack, Leapy, Jerry, Sharon, Patricia, Gen X, Taya, Steve, Lori, Tom, Danny, Jerga. Good morning, Amber. How you doing? Good morning, Chris, Ashley, Belonged, Screen Joy, Nisha, Wind. I like people with these super unique names, so you know who I'm talking to, because there's a whole lot of Daves and Sarahs and stuff like that. Good morning, Jay Pure. Hey, Brandy. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, Vicky. Kissy Mark. Good morning, Jeannie. Good morning, Mr. Dr. Beep. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, Flat. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Lifted. Oh, there's just so much. Thank y'all so much for scrolling on through the live. Thank you for sharing the live. Please do like and share the live so we can get people in here. Good morning, Equitier. The guest box is open on this target, League D1. I don't know what that means. For people for all sides of the spectrum, or however you want to put it, people who want TikTok to stay, people who want TikTok to go, people who have things that they want to discuss, anything like that. Hello, Lacey. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Dean. Hello, B. Limber. Hello, Mama. Hello, Grateful. I mean, what's really weird is people like disparaging TikTok, saying that it's communist China or they don't like beggars, but they're on the app. Like, if you don't like the content, then you can leave and go to a different app. You can literally go to YouTube or Twitch if you don't like what's here. Hello, Connie. Like, don't, like, by all means, don't suffer through another day of TikTok if you don't like the content on here. Delete your account, uninstall the app, and go on about your way. But for those of us having the intellectual conversation of here are our issues with TikTok and here are our valid concerns about banning TikTok, then yeah, you can come on up into the box. Alrighty. Hey, Tula Futures, what's up? Why can't I enjoy it? I mean, if the begging is what's your problem, then like don't ever do anything. Hey, Jasmine, good morning. How you doing? Hello, Lady Lynn. Because people are in need all over the world. So if begging is what you're trying to avoid, just avoid people altogether. It doesn't show you are live. That's weird. I'm not surprised though. But like I was getting good flow earlier today, so it's not like they're trying to suppress me. So that's actually kind of weird. But maybe TikTok is bugging out. Um oh, of course. I pressed it. I'm gonna turn on my headphones so I can hear you better and you can hear me better. Hang on just a second. All right, I got you.
I just wanted to thank you for always being like willing to engage in conversation with me and let you know that you never have to let me up if you don't want to. I know I take up a lot of space,
Oh
but
no, you're fine.
the chillness of your lives. Hello, everybody. But yeah, I enjoy kicking it with you. You're mellow.
Some people might argue otherwise, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Like nobody ever really tells me that I'm calm, so I appreciate that.
I don't know that I would describe you as calm, but the vibe works for what I'm at. Because
Okay.
to some people that like you wouldn't be able to tell this about me. Really am like a omnivert. Like, so I'm extroverted when I have to be, but I would prefer to be in the house watching cartoons, playing video completely.
Oh yeah, it's an ambivert. We sit
Ambivert.
in the middle of the spectrum, and honestly, most people are ambiverts. The whole thing about introverts and extroverts is actually just overblown, and like I feel like that was one of the weird things that they used to try to like segregate people off even more, to try to focus on people's differences. Because like the way that trend blew up and suddenly got monetized was like, no, most people are ambiverts. Stop trying to like give people these hard, like they're just trying to fit everyone into a box, and it's like, oh, you don't fit into this box. What got me was employers started trying to do it, um started asking if people are introverts or extroverts, and I'm like, I'm here for a job. Why do you give a shit? And it was like the excuse was,
It was sales. It was just sales. So they always
yeah,
buy into these fads they don't believe in. Like even look at DEI, right? Diversity, all that
hmm,
training, and then everyone at the top is still a white dude.
yeah. It doesn't matter. Like they're gonna put you where they want to put you because it's a job. It doesn't matter. Music lovers, so many cope lives these days. What does that mean? Can you come up? No, of course you can't come up. I also do want to. Oh, and like, don't ever feel like I feel pressured to let you up. I enjoy your company. It's lovely to jaw jank with other black folks anytime.
Fair. I'll take that. Also, with the whole cope thing, they're trying to be insulting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you don't even have enough people to come up and explain your point, but you want to put in all caps so you make sure that you get the attention because you posted in all caps about whatever the dumb shit is. Republicans hold the House, they will decide. Biden wants to make it law. I don't know what that means. They banned TikTok. I mean, we're still
They're
here.
trying. They're trying to say that it's the Republicans' fault that TikTok is gone or will be going away, instead of acknowledging that it's white supremacy and greed and America trying to steal from a marginalized population.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I understand. I like the content, but I was also raised about something about commies and mommy. I don't know what that means. Uh, how can how can a government tell a foreign country to sell capital? Okay, so now we can really get into it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Dr. Beep. I hope you're having a great day as well. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Um, so yeah. So they literally can't tell TikTok where they all right. So they literally can't tell TikTok where they can and can't invest, but they can ban TikTok if they it goes without saying you a beautiful man. Thank you so much. Love that. You should definitely probably do something about that avatar though. That looks confusing. Hey Linda. Uh TikTok unfollowed him for me yesterday. Wait, what happened? Somebody unfollowed somebody? Hey Hakuna. Hey
Saying they were
Unicorn.
following you and TikTok is taking the follow away.
That's weird. People have been but we've been having that issue for years. I remember years ago people started talking about how TikTok is unfollowing people, and we also had that problem on Instagram. I really don't know what's going on with that. Um, but yeah, but they can ban TikTok for investing in things that they don't like. He, him pronouns, yes, correct. I'm doing quite well. How are you doing? I hope everybody's having a good morning. I usually don't shout out names when I have a guest up because I want my guests to feel free to talk whenever. Hello, AnarchoNet. Definitely had to shout out that one. That was really cool. Um, but yeah, I hope everybody's having a good morning and whatnot. And if people want to come up and engage with the topic, please do. The guest box is open. Whether you agree with TikTok getting banned, or you want to keep TikTok, or like anything you have to say about how the United States is run. A lot of people believe that this is like the fact that this is even going on is ridiculous because like we have all these other companies that are actively hurting us, but they want to make a bipartisan effort to jump on board to ban TikTok if they don't divest from ByteDance. Meanwhile, there are all these other companies literally poisoning our drinking water. So yeah, it's the priorities are pretty obvious around here. Thank you for the follow, Linda. Thank you for the shares. Y'all please do like and share the live so we can get more people in here. Also, I think that my guest is doing CoinCot. I support CoinCot, but I'm not doing it because I can't afford to. But if
And
you want
coin
to
tot.
send
Stacy is
what?
doing coin. Like, I want to be clear. That's not
Okay,
me. That's one of the
okay,
people who work for me who's like responsible for making sure I'm on the right side of every issue.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, in that case, feel free to send gifts to myself or the panelists since but like CoinCot Israel hashtag CoinCott. Please do look into that. And we support CoinCot, but we can't afford to participate in it. People are fucking broke. Um, but yeah, if you have anything to say about the topic, feel free to come up to the panel. If you
But
have any questions, also feel free to come to the panel. What were you saying,
I
Jasmine?
I feel like people haven't learned. Like they've been on TikTok and they're going around to tell other people about TikTok being banned. But instead of doing that, they should be in there on their TikToks while they've got them on all their social media and be organizing protests, be organizing demonstrations. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't do any good to tell us on TikTok that TikTok is being like that's literally the subject of this live. What I would like to see is people demonstrating that they've learned from the limited time they've had TikTok. I haven't seen anybody organizing. I've heard people say call your elected official, but that's not organizing. Like, it needs to go beyond that.
Well, they did shut off the phones because so many people were calling.
Right. But if they can't get your phone call, then you need to go there. You need to be in the street, right? Like, that's what I'm saying is but at the same time, here's where it's conflicting for me. People who will go out to protest for TikTok being taken away, but haven't gone to protest the destruction that's happening to people in Palestine.
It's the destruction of people happening everywhere. Like Unicorn pointed out, like they can act on TikTok, but we can't get any bipartisan on homelessness and hunger. Um, and somebody said, and for all the people coming in here saying that like they would love to see TikTok shut down so the creators would have to get jobs. Live streaming is a job. And I love to burst your bubble to let you know that there's a lot of overlap between TikTok and Twitch. So for all these people that you don't like that have live streaming as their job, we're not going anywhere. So you can literally eat a dick.
Harris said
But
they requested.
okay, I didn't see a request pop up. Okay, thank you, thank you, Jasmine, because the little icon didn't show up for me. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going quite well. What do you think about the topic?
Yeah, I completely agree with it. I think that we should definitely not allow China to own assets and resources inside of America. This has become nothing more than a propaganda tool for communists. And I hope that they continue this further and actually just make the Chinese government divest in all of our economy so we can finally close our borders and take care of our citizens rather than trying to be this world police slash, world welfare state, because the American people are the ones that need help from the American government and the American people.
Do you
Okay,
support
so what makes you?
Israel?
Oh, go
I
ahead,
don't
Jasmine.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
support Israel or Palestine. I think that all of that is none of our
No,
business.
no. I'm asking, do you support cutting off funding for Israel? That was it.
Absolutely. We
Perfect. I
should
got
not
nothing
Okay,
be
to say.
paying. Yeah, we should
okay.
not be paying for conflicts. We should not be stoking conflicts in the Middle East. We shouldn't be funding European wars. Let them save themselves, because we in America are going through an extremely rough time. People can't afford groceries, they can't afford housing. We are in a very tough position. And for send
Oh, you cut out. I didn't do anything to him. Nobody
Can
here
you
did
unmute,
anything to
sir?
him. I think you might have muted by accident, but I get it though. Like I mean, and there are some people
money
like that. They don't support any foreign aid. Like they just want the money to be here, and like I partially agree with that.
I respect
But
it.
for
It's
the
consistent. Like I have no
yeah.
problem with what he said. I don't agree, but I think that that makes more sense than what I've heard from other people. Right?
Oh,
Like
he
he.
left. I didn't. Nope. None of us did anything to him. He left on his own.
I think he wasn't used to people saying that what he said was okay.
Okay. That's weird.
He's
Yeah,
been muted
I
at
don't
the.
totally agree with him either, but he just panic left for real. Nobody did anything to him. He left on his own.
He's used to going into lives that he thinks are communist spaces or antithetical spaces and getting a fight, and we didn't fight him. We were just like, explain yourself. Like,
Yeah, and then we actively agreed with him. Like, I don't agree with everything he said, but because obviously, like, free Palestine. But like, is this your other account? This is actually my first account. My other account, the account that I go live on, is actually my second account. But yeah, like, I don't. I have problems with some of what he said, but it's like with how devastated the United States is. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if we stopped all aid and stopped all of our foreign affairs to put that money into the crises in the United States. Like I don't have a problem with that. You have a request? Okay. All right. Would somebody check this person's profile to see if they have any to see if they have a public profile with any videos? Because unlike that first person, this person has a blank profile picture. I let that person up because they had a profile picture. But yeah, y'all are gonna have to let me know when I have a request because the I can let people up, but the thing isn't pinging when I have a request, so I don't see the notification. They don't have any videos. Give me a chance, please. How old are you? What is your post your year of birth? Hey Paris, welcome back. But yeah, I'm totally about like I don't know if we have to close our borders to accept it. Okay. Hey Akuna. I don't think that we have to close our borders to help people in the United States. But there are some people who think that's necessary. All right, whatever.
True.
What's up, Hakuna?
Facts. Good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I got all my friends are here. All my friends in my tiny little phone are here.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
if you want non-friend, if you're hoping to have non-friends, just let me know and I can drop. But
Oh no, you're good.
I wanted to check it. I want to check in, see how you're doing, if you're feeling good, feeling safe, and I want to hear your thoughts about like what has TikTok provided you positive things for like your safety, for your well-being. I want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, I appreciate that. Somebody else asked me a question that I want to get to real quick.
Oh, okay.
Pestering. You have pestering in your name. Anyway, can I ask some questions about mutual aid and organization supplemental national military aid? To who? Because I can answer questions about mutual aid, but I don't know about that second part. Can you create a dialogue that could be used when speaking with our representative's office? I can. So, if you don't care about TikTok either which way, please do use this tool that they gave us to easily contact our representatives about the Affordable Connectivity Program. They are letting the United States government is letting the Affordable Connectivity Program dry up in funding, which will effectively disconnect 25 million Americans from their discounted or free phone and internet service. So if you don't give a shit about TikTok, either way, that's fine. But this is a very convenient tool to use to contact your representative to tell them to keep funding for the Affordable Connectivity Program. Yes, we live in your phone. Yes. Azure helped me find community. Exactly. But I saved the ACP program. Yes. They already cut mine off a couple months ago. That's not okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Um, so the positive things that this app has done for me, it's definitely tied me in closer with like other leftists, communists, socialists, anarchists alike. I've known about Jasmine since 2021, and I subscribed to their YouTube channel all the way back then, and then kind of dropped out, but resubscribed to the YouTube channel like I think last night. Um, but like I've gotten to know more about Jasmine and the other political candidates running third party thanks to TikTok. TikTok is where I met my first group of leftist friends. Hey Japan, welcome back. Um, and TikTok has connected me with a lot of different people with a lot of different points of views, and and it's also given me this to where I can control who's on my platform. I've seen how other people run their platforms. I've decided what I do and don't like, how I've decided to run my space and stuff like that. And
Wait.
It's given me a lot of agency, and also I get to talk to people all over the world. Like at the very beginning when I first started doing this, someone who lives in Israel and someone who lives in Palestine were in my live on this channel. And that was an honor and a privilege that I don't know if I'll ever have anything like that again. To have someone in Israel and someone in Palestine come into my live and say whatever they want to say. Like that was the moment where I was like, this is what I'm doing. I know that this is it for me. No matter what platform that's on, I'm going to be a live streamer.
So the guest right here, this is the Jasmine running for president?
Yes.
I'm Jasmine.
Okay.
Jasmine, but just Jasmine's fine.
I'm so sorry.
The
I've
Jasmine.
The Jasmine.
No, the Jasmine. Yes. The Jasmine.
I did not realize you are the Jasmine. I've read your website extensively because the host has mentioned you, and then I was like very curious, so I went and read all your stuff about on your website. So I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it was you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I appreciate you reading it. If you have any
stuff.
questions, you can schedule a meeting and we could talk about it.
For sure. Fully support what you're running for and your policies. So.
Does she have ballot? Jasmine's pronouns are they, them, and yes, Jasmine does have ballot access.
But they ask me this every day. They could call their Secretary of State. They like me having ballot access, even if I didn't have ballot access in your state. We have until August to get me on your ballot. Like it's not something that is easy, but it is not something we don't have time for. Just to let people know. I still have to get Alaska and Georgia. I'm still participating in their debates as well.
As you should. As you should.
Georgia debate, I mean, not Georgia. The Alaska debate I was in was wild. The lady was like, women belong in the kitchen. I fell out.
Yeah, I heard. I watched some of it, but it was on a Zoom thing, and the quality was like messing me up. But I watched a little bit of it, and I totally missed that part.
Just so you know, I'm not the Jasmine.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, like the most atrocious things. And I guess I get to do another one. I've been informed.
There are many Jasmines. What's the saying? This is a Jasmine. There are many Jasmines, but this one's ours.
Yeah, I'm just a regular average Jasmine. I still have to pull over at roadsides to go to the bathroom. Like y'all, there's nothing special about me. I am one of you. Also,
Right.
Tiger, if you're the Tiger that emailed me, that's a very long email, and I'm going to read it. But if it's you, I want you to know I got it.
Hey, Stacy.
I'm glad you put reforms on disability policy on your platform. It's right near the top too.
You're good. Let me go. You're good, Morgan. Free Palestine, by the way. Heckin' Alien, thank you for the follow. Marissa, thank you for the follow. Thank y'all so much for the follows. And thank y'all so much for refollowing. If you realize that you followed me and TikTok unfollowed me for you, thank you for coming back. Hey, Stacy. Good morning. Also, good morning, everybody. I don't mean to be rude. Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all so much for 10K likes. Let's get to 20K likes. And please do like and share the live so we can get more people up here on the panel. We've already had one guest that had a lot to say. And was very surprised when we didn't disagree with what he said. I mean, when we like agreed but disagreed, but it wasn't like weird. It was just like adults disagreeing. And then he just fucking ran and did not come back. But all perspectives are allowed on the panel about this topic. This over here is just my perspective. What'd you say, Jasmine?
I thought you said he came back. I heard you say hi, Paris. He just didn't come back.
So he came back into he came back into the chat, but he didn't come back up. I'm gonna drop down to allow space. Okay, bye Hakuna. Thank you for coming up.
Let me know if you want me to drop down to allow space.
Oh, you're good. I don't like having too many people in the box anyway, so like I'll allow up like a few other people, like or unless it's like a bunch of people that I know. Thanks for having me. You're good. Thanks for coming up. Hello Rachel. Hello Cramos, and then something in a different language and a flag that I do not recognize. Good morning. Good morning, Jesse. Thank you for the follow, Morgan. But there's and like if this is I'm also down to change topics. If this topic is just like not giving for people, I can also just change the topic.
I think it's a good topic. I do think that as long as we keep telling people it's not that TikTok is banned, they're trying to steal. I think that's a very different narrative because people have been talking about this, but only from the perspective of they're taking something I enjoy away versus this is white supremacy in action.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's like it goes both ways. Oh wait, somebody asked a question. Um, do you have any updates for us today regarding the topic? Um, So I don't know if I can tell you anything you don't already know. I think that the United States government has already decided that they're going to ban TikTok if they don't divest from ByteDance. So we'll just see how that goes. Oh, mutual aid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. Thank you for reminding me, heckin' alien. Um. Oh, you don't have enough people to come up. Okay. Go ahead and ask. Yeah. Thanks for answering. You're welcome.
I could just explain to Sadly real quick. I appreciate all of the labor you're doing in comment sections explaining my policies to people. I refuse to explain to people who refuse to Google or to read anything, right? Like if there are people, and I feel like when I'm encountering people that come to my page because they saw a video from an influencer who's not contributing, I don't try to engage with them because it for me it seems futile. They've already made their mind up. They're coming to argue, they're not coming to learn. But I appreciate you wanting to do it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just sharing my viewpoint on why I don't go back and forth with people in my comment section.
Yeah, going back and forth in the comments is just like them being time vampires. Hello, Tiger. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Tigger. Hello, Sherilyn. We shall self emulate to protest.
If
Okay.
that's what you want to do, let us know. We'll watch it. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, we're literally not going to stop you. Um, but whatever you do, like, I don't know if I should promote this or not, but like, given how people have been buried by, oh, hey, Vanilla Gorilla, we got an angry stalker back here now. Um, the it's like it takes a lot to decide that that's the right thing to do. Like that's a self emulation is it's a commitment because like there's you don't have a guarantee of terminating. Somebody could put you out before you terminate, and you have to live like that for the rest of your life. The comment section is the worst place for debates. Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I never thought about somebody putting you out. You know what I'm saying? It's America. They
Yeah.
usually on you.
Yeah, they can put you out. You came from my For You page. Okay. You still could have kept scrolling. You're a stalker. Have fun.
Storm, you keep saying a lot of small businesses and livelihoods are on the line here. But why are you telling us to say goodbye to that? You should be telling the people that you're about to vote for again. Like, you should be organizing. You should be saying, I'm a business owner. I contribute. Why are you telling us and not them? This app hasn't taught you to organize?
Yeah, for real. All this organizing on this app, and you're in here yelling at us. Um, or maybe it's just easier to talk and it's not easy to walk. I don't know. Yep, look at the girl in December. She's still in the hospital. Yeah, the one who self immolated outside of the Israeli building in Atlanta, she lived. Somebody put her out. I think it was a veteran that put her out.
The
Uh,
boomers do not. I want to be clear. Boomers do not have an issue with TikTok. They have an issue with a non-white person TikTok. That's the
right.
problem. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Google, they're all doing the same thing with your data. It's not protected. The
That's
difference
right.
is like that it's not them in control.
And also, somebody taught me an interesting word here on TikTok, ironically enough, about xenophobia, which is specifically being anti Chinese. And the xenophobia runs deep in the United States. Like, oof. Because it's like, it might, like, on one hand, yeah, it's definitely like, well, white people don't own it, therefore they don't like it. And on the other hand, it might be because it has anything to do with China, because the xenophobia is so fucking real in the United States.
So for me, I guess when I listened to that hearing and the person was saying, I'm from Singapore, I'm Singaporean, and they kept saying Chinese, 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 I just see bigotry and racism. I didn't do a good job of determining if it is. Is there a difference between xenophobia and xenophobia? Well,
Yeah,
obviously,
well,
but yeah.
xenophobia is specifically China and everything Chinese. That's specific.
Yeah.
It it also has to do with Christian nationalism, in my personal small town opinion. And that's fine. It could, it could be anything. Oh, thank you for the hashtag for you page. Hashtag for you page in the chat, y'all. Please and thank you. Um, that was literally a girl from my school said embarrassing things online for real. Um, it's incredible how many people still think Chu is Chinese or that China is communist. Exactly. Um, I live in a community that purposefully ran out any Asian population with literal pitchforks in the 80s. That fucking sucks. That's not cool. I'd say Singo can fall under Xeno. Yeah, I mean, like, it does. It's still hatred towards foreign, but it's specifically China. Like, people who don't normally talk shit about anybody else but will talk shit about China, that's Singaphobia. Where is Singapore? Is it in China? Storm. Just look it
Singapore.
up. Just
Yeah.
like Google. Google is free, dog. Why do you come to black people thinking we should be educating you?
No, wait. They said the CEO is from Singapore, not China. We know. We know that the
No,
CEO is from
no, no,
Singapore.
no. Storm said, "Where is Singapore? Is it in China?" That's what Storm said.
We are getting different comments because all the last thing I have is the TikTok CEO is from Singapore, not China. And then Marissa says the platform for universal voice and the man meet wants universal to be inclusive like that. And then Bean Fritter said exactly. And Juniper Fern
Uh,
said that's the
scroll
last
up.
thing.
Scroll up.
Oh, okay. I just want to, okay, the scroll up. That's fair. I
Yeah,
just was like, different comment sections. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm
you're
behind.
good. No, you're good. I'm voting Jasmine. Hell yeah. Hello, Big Mama Lex. Hello, choir director. Oh, thank you for the follow, Big Mama Lex. Oh, hey, Lemony. You snuck in here. Thank y'all so much for the FYP. Hello, PD.
Where do y'all learn all these tricks like hashtag FYP hashtag? Like, where do y'all get this information?
Oh, like hashtag FYP is like old school TikTok. I don't know
Right.
if it even still works anymore, but we're gonna do it anyway.
But where did y'all learn it? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you say old school TikTok, I'm not disputing that. But like, is there a repository for TikTok hints and tricks? Like, I'm asking as a person that could use them.
Oh, I don't know if there's a like a dedicated space to explaining it, but like that's just something that we do from old school TikTok for hopefully hoping and praying that it will get on the For You page. Um but yeah.
Got you.
I
So
don't even know
one
if it still
person
works.
says it, and then we all run with it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah. Hello Tequila. Hello E. Heckin, if you sent more comments, I don't know. Yeah, boosting the video, live comments, etc. Yep. I'm sorry if I missed more of your comments about mutual aid. Alga needs ritual and engagement. I love that, Brandy. I love that. Love learning about how social works. Yes. Hello, B. Hello, person with emojis. This is why like people got to come up because like we can have a more streamlined conversation if we don't have to like try to follow comments and then comments get blocked if you send them too soon and stuff like that. Hello, Bianca Jade. um
TikTok told me I'm commenting too fast. Damn, like, what you want us to do? And then
yeah,
they're
for real.
hours. Ow.
When TikTok, the thing that drives off comments, tells you that you're commenting too fast. Hello, the ringmaster. It's difficult because social cues and time a lot also agree with how comment section's messy. Yeah. But I think that a lot of people will see this and be like, "Oh, is this a debate?" And it's like, "Nah, it's not a debate."
And then they will leave when it's not like when you say it's a discussion and not a debate. People are like, "Oh, I'm for the violence."
Yeah, they really do come for the violence. They really do. Random story: my right winger cousin actually spread a lot of their message earlier using copy type. My followers are small, lol, though I'd love to come up at some point. For sure. Heard. To get, like, I'll go block before I get blocked finally. It's fascinating. Huh. Facts. People love drama. Yeah, I don't remember if you were in here, Jasmine, but I noticed it was either earlier yesterday or later yesterday where restricting where we get our news. What do you mean, Bianca? When I raised my voice, I think you were here. It might have been the day before yesterday. When I raised my voice, I
Here for
got more
that.
views, and when my
Yeah,
voice came back down, I
less
my
people
views
because
went back down.
yeah, because they're rage farming. Like they want us to be mad. They want us to to tickle these people's you know that part of their brain.
Yeah. Small character count is part of another message before. Yeah. I like that. Soup Russian. Like Brandy knows all the words.
Yeah, they're great. I hate that like they're not getting to do the things to their full potential like they want. Like they had some amazing ideas about planting seeds and taking that to people in their community. Like they really do care. Like their
Wow.
energy, their efforts aren't often rewarded, but they're dope. I mean, as much as you
Oh
can
yeah.
like a human you don't know, you know.
Yeah. Wrote my rep. He co-led the bill and therefore lost my support. Okay, Jake, right on. Restricting Bianca, I don't see the message that you sent before restricting where our news is. So do you want to come up? You
Like I
have
have
enough
a
people to come
follower.
up. You can yeah, you can come up, Bianca.
There we go. It honestly probably got muted or something.
You didn't get muted by us. That might have been TikTok doing it because I saw your first message and your third message. I didn't see the message in between.
Yes, yeah. TikTok don't like some of the stuff I say, but it's not like anything bad like that. It's just like I guess some topics that they're like, oh, this could lead down a bad avenue, so we're gonna mute that. But what I was trying to say is that I think it's like so much more than trying to restrict like creators and their creativity, their ability to like make an income from TikTok, because some people do, and like restricting like the avenues that small businesses have to reach more potential customers. It's also restricting where we get our news from, because like something else I learned is that like Congress didn't really care about TikTok until we started having people coming with the receipts, coming with unbiased news, and we were getting our news elsewhere than the outlets that they allowed for us. And then, like, also, we've learned through because everybody has seen what the Kellogg's boycott has done, and we've learned how much more power we have. They're trying to take away our avenue to be able to see this, because we can reach people all over the globe, especially with what's going on in Palestine and the Congo right now. Like,
There's also a yeah, bye Kellogg. See ya. Like the first time you think that Kellogg would straighten up after the first boycott when we found out they were union busting, because we were like, the bag of cereal that's $2 cheaper is at the end of the aisle. We're eating that. We're done. But then he went and said that weird shit about eating cereal for dinner if you can't afford dinner food. And I'm like,
Cool about that. Like he was following a script. That wasn't like an impromptu thing. They made and released a commercial. He was just getting ahead of the commercial thinking it was going to catch.
yeah. And it tanked. And we're boycotting Kellogg now. Good job.
mhm. Yeah, that was just my
Uh
little 2 cents on it.
oh no, you're good. So what are your thoughts on like the tick well, you already said like your thoughts on like the government wants to censor. I agree with you. What is your perspective on like if TikTok were to get banned, or if this all just turns out to be like a hoax or whatever?
See, I don't think it's like a hoax at all. I think they're really gonna try to, but I think they're just like last time. I think it was more so they were having issues with being able to ban it, not necessarily like, and it not necessarily be like a hoax. It was just they were having issues, so they might run into that again. I feel like, but I'm not 100% sure. I think they're really trying this time, especially because because of the fact that a lot more people are getting their news from TikTok.
Okay. Time to get jobs. We already have jobs. Do you realize that if TikTok gets shut down, we go to Twitch, or are you only working with one of your two brain cells? Anyway,
But like,
uh,
but this is that part of that group, right? Who says like you're on TikTok at the same time we're on TikTok? So where is your job? Where is your employment? Why are you not at work?
yeah, like it's midday on a weekday. Like you're the one complaining about somebody not having a job. Like go to your job. What the fuck are you doing?
And who's begging? We're talking about politics. We're literally talking about freedoms. No one is begging. Like this is you having a small pickle. And
Eh,
some people like tiny deals. I don't. But you got to keep that pickle energy to yourself. Nobody wants it. Nobody's interested. It's small, it's salty, and it's untouched. Please, y'all, nourish
and
pickle.
covered with warts. Literally. I'm at work making $52 an hour watching people beg. Okay.
Well, I mean, it
Then
doesn't
go
sound like you're
watch people
working hard.
beg.
So say I don't
Cause
see.
I tell you what, I'm gonna change the topic since people want to get salty. I got the energy to match.
I was gonna say I don't see anywhere anybody's asking for like gifts or money or anything like that. We're just having a discussion on the state of the world and news right now.
And you
There
should
you
feel
go.
terrible because $52 is not a lot of money. So you're at work doing a poor job and not getting paid a lot.
Yeah, for
Especially in
real.
this
What is fifty two
economy.
dollars an hour? And like you have $52 an hour, but how many hours do you have?
In
Like
this
you have 50,
economy,
yeah, for real. $52 an hour, but you only work 8 hours a week. Get the fuck out of here. For real. Let's crowdfund some living expenses for our host. Oh, I appreciate y'all. I'm actually gonna be. I actually might end up traveling for through April because the one of the places where I usually go to dropped out, and the other place that I go to, the space has shifted and it's like a lot less comfortable. So I might be traveling through April. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, what Brandy just posted is my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Brandy. And thank you for the follow, Bianca. You can drop down if you want, or you can hang out. It's up to you.
I will say though, Bianca, that is the coolest picture. Like she's got
Yeah,
like
that's
the
a super cool.
I think
That's a
it's so
super cool
cool.
picture.
How come I want to know why more people of that demographic don't do their hair like that? Like that's dope.
Yeah, it really looks cool. Um, ice graboil soup. Okay, thank you for the follow. Yeah, let women rule already, please. For real, literally. We need the matriarchy and we need it now. But yeah, I guess the salty ones left. Hello, Cal. Free Palestine. I'm fine with that.
But I guess
But
my
yeah,
question is, what is people's issue with a matriarchy? If you don't think the patriarchy is bad, why would a matriarchy be bad? Or is that a
they
weird way to
don't.
ask it?
I mean, since we know that things are different under matriarchies and patriarchies, it's like if people who enjoy the patriarchy are often the people who benefit from it, or the people who are brainwashed into thinking if we just let the patriarchy completely take over, we'll all ultimately benefit from it and things will be better with for us because we'll have less resistance. But the fact of the matter is, under the matriarchy, people are housed, fed, clean, clothed, and connected. So, yeah.
What is this? Women won't allow TS men do, and I'm all for it. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Nick?
Patriarchy does
Patriarchy
harm
harms
folks.
on. It literally does.
It harms men the most, and they don't even get it.
Yeah, patriarchy really hurts men. It's the patriarchy that tells men that they shouldn't cry and they can't have feelings. The only feeling that they can have are anger.
Can't
The
eat,
ish. Okay.
can't eat lollipops, can't have a popsicle, can't eat bananas. Like, do you know how good potassium is for you? Even though bananas are going extinct, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's up, Bianca?
I know I just hopped back off, and then I was like, wait, no, I gotta jump in on this conversation too. Because it's like, these men don't want a matriarchy, but they still want women to be their mothers and like take care of them. They don't want to like ever take care of themselves. So like, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of like the benefits of a matriarchy is because women have that just seem to have a lot more sense of empathy than some men do, especially in a patriarchy. Like that's why more people are housed, fed, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's a matter of like it's not that women under a matriarchy, I don't think that we'll have this automated system of women being caregivers and men being providers. Under the because that's the patriarchy doing that. It's the patriarchy that assigns roles to people like that. Under the matriarchy, people just live their lives and just do what they are called to do, and it'll be fine. Who came in? Oh, hello, Ace of Spades. Hello, Softly Speaks. Hello, Army Veteran. It also helps with the engagement to say people's names. Hello, Tyler.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, people like being shouted out. It's like, oh, you said my name. I will talk back to you.
Maybe I'll
How
try
you
that.
doing, softly spoken? How are you doing, King of Aces? I like that. Softly spoken, how is your day going? Yeah, when you don't have people in your life, or when you don't have guests, saying people's names, and also you like really pay attention to all the cool names that pass through here. Like it's King of Aces. That's a really cool fucking name. There's just a lot of cool names that pass through here. Hello, person's name I see in Hindi with a watermelon next to it. Free Palestine. Hello. Um, but yeah, I plan on voting for you. I'm gonna actually register to vote just to vote for you. Ah,
Oh, thank
Jasmine.
you. Like that is, you are the person that all of my work is for. Like, not specifically you, but the person who has never registered to vote, the person who hasn't voted in 40 years. Y'all are my target demographic. And so it means a lot that you have been reached. Thank you so much.
That's what's up. Hey, not him. What's up? How you doing, friend? Yeah. Plus, lots of people will respond when you say, "Hey." By the way, yeah. Even if they don't like you, they'll respond.
Oh, and
Zoom, zoom,
I'm
zoom. Make my heart go boom, boom. Love that. Go ahead, Bianca. I'm sorry.
oh no, you're all good. I was just gonna say, yeah, same, Jasmine. I was like, I don't even know if I want to like vote in this election because like it just seems like we have like we're voted. We've got the orange man and the vegetable to decide against again. But like, like I'm voting for you. You've made me want to vote in this election again.
Hey, look at what Nick said.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Bianca. Like, seriously, like, it does mean, and there are days, I'm not going to front, there are days when our fellow Americans make what I'm doing harder. But luckily, I'm spiteful and I'm never going to stop until I prove them wrong. I'm just saying, there's some days that I be like, why am I sober? It's hard. People just say the most intricately offensive things. But if you say anything back to them, they lose their shit. So I do appreciate the positive feedback when I get it from you guys. Seriously.
Yes, I wasn't going to vote to be honest, but once I saw your platform, I knew I had to. Hey, that's what's up, Softly Spoken. And also Nick. Thank y'all so. And it's like I haven't been excited. I vote in every election since I since I turned 18 because like people literally died for me to have the right to vote. So I'm going to vote no matter how useless people say it is. I don't give a shit. I'm going to vote. And it's great to see people be enthusiastic about voting because I stopped like really caring. Just voting to go through the motions uh during during Trump really. But and like also with the situation going on in the town where I live, especially after George Floyd, it's just like nah, it's just gonna be the same shit. But I'm gonna vote. But like now, I actually feel enthusiastic about voting because of Jasmine. Lexi, Trump, make America work again. Make Trump work again. Trump has a GoFundMe while y'all are talking about people begging and shit. Trump has a whole ass GoFundMe.
I did want to say there was a person who wrote, gender doesn't equal superiority. Who said that any group was about being superior?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say they were superior. I said they were better because superiority has a different meaning. Trump actually works on what? Where does Trump work?
Trump does. Hold
Tell
on, hold on.
me.
Trump
Go ahead.
stole a lot of money from poor people. That is not an easy job to get poor people to give you their life savings. He did put that hustle in. He is consistently grifting these people for their money. I don't know a harder hustler.
You know what? You're right. My eyes have been open. I have I have reconsidered. You right. Lexi, you are absolutely right. Trump does work. All of those four rallies that he did to scam more poor people out of their money, that's work. You're absolutely right. Hello, Jersey Girl Bob. How
I
you
mean,
doing this
it is,
morning?
as somebody who's campaigning and having to like start fundraising, it is not easy to be like, hey, give me your money and I'm going to use it to spend on campaign dinners and travel. And because that's what you guys don't realize. If they're not paying for ballot access with those funds, if they're not paying for professionals, the rest of that money is on airplanes and parties. Like, that's it.
Trump has not taken any money from poor people ever. Prove it. Prove it. Prove that the people at his rallies giving him that money aren't poor people. Prove it. because I can show you these people. These are regular working class people that have been ignored for decades, that thought that they were going to actually get something under Bush, and George Bush didn't deliver. Actually, in some ways George Bush did the opposite of what they wanted. And I made a whole video about you. Aw, Lexi, I got a fan, y'all. I'm so glad that people will take the time out to put their time and energy into little old me. I love
And for the
that. Thank
person
you.
that and for the person that asked if I've spoken about my firearms policy several times. Several
Yeah,
times.
for real. That's the thing that people are getting on to you about the most, honestly.
But the thing
Uh
is, they're not bothering to read it. They're allowing other people to lead them astray. And I keep saying, you are voting between genocide, and a person that an influencer told you was bad. You go for it. You pick the thing that you like the most. I'm not here to coddle you guys.
yeah.
Like the people who led Coffee Revolution, even I feel bad for those kids because it's not like it isn't like you have a better plan. It isn't like you have a different form of activism. It isn't like you have a different solution. You just have a problem with the solutions you're being presented.
Mhm. And there's a coffee revolution where I am, and like there, I mean, I've seen a few coffee revolutions spring up and be consistent so far. So like I forgot the young lady's name who started it, but
Angie and
like
Last Poet. I don't know Last Poet's real name, but like Angie and Last Poet started Coffee Revolution, I think.
okay. Yeah, Angie like some what did people say? A lot of older activists said it's a marathon, not a sprint, and Angie's trying to sprint.
Well, so this is something I would tell those other older activists, those more seasoned activists. It is 100% a marathon. 100%. However, y'all have gotten so comfortable with it being a marathon that you are not sprinting at all. You are not, there's no urgency in what you're doing. You have made your income off of this, you have made your livelihood around this. And so there is no sense of urgency for you. You talk about people dying, you talk about people suffering, but you still get paid to do most of those things. So take that with a grain of salt as well.
No, you're right, and I didn't think about it like that. Like y'all, like people don't think that activists don't think that we can also become complicit, and that's something that we need to challenge within ourselves. You absolutely right. Oh,
I
Lexi
mean,
left. Lexi was like, I couldn't scare you with a video, so I'm out.
nah, I just feel like people, like I'm not trying to be ugly at all. I talk to people who are like activists, they've been doing it for 20 years. If you've been doing this for 20 years and you're not willing to try something different, that's a different conversation. Right? Like I've always like before I got really into this political thing that I'm doing, I was like I'm not an activist because I didn't want the labels or the extra work that comes with being an activist. But at the same time, I'm looking at people like, well, I've been in this game for 30, 40 years, but we doing the same sit-in that you've done for 30, 40 years. It's not rattling the establishment. It's not bringing new people to your cause. It's just you being upset that people are trying something without your permission.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen that with older activists too, like basically getting jealous and envious of the younger generation and like how much energy they have and how much clout they can form. It's like, how about you just do you and don't get mad that somebody brought something different to the table?
Yeah.
Why have a problem with people contributing in different ways? Because people want it either their way or the highway. And that's not how this works. This is such a valuable conversation. Yeah, I upload the VODs on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see this conversation again, please check my YouTube channel. It's linked in my bio.
One day I hope to learn from you how to upload something to me. Not, let me stop. I do know how to upload. I just forget because I'm like trying to be in more than one place at a time. There's no excuse. I'm just being lazy.
It's all good.
Just trying to tell the
Uh,
truth.
you're just trying to do a lot. You're trying to sprint when you should just be like doing the speed walking.
The brisk wall. I mean, but like there's a lot of things. Like we had 150 people apply to join the campaign. And then
Oh,
like we're holding a bunch of group interviews, but the 150 people that applied do not follow through. Right?
yikes.
So we might end up with
Yikes.
30 good people. No, I mean it is what it is on any project, right? We might end up with 30 people out of 150 because you still, it's work.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you
I'm in an
enjoy
interview
it.
today at 1 p.m. Awesome.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stick through the process.
Yeah. I'm moving through the process very slowly. I just watched those agile videos.
Yeah.
And I scheduled my interview with the other person. Also, y'all watch those agile videos at 1.25 speed. That dude talks very slowly.
Yeah, I just wanted people to learn because like agile is something like I did in my real like job when I worked. And it's a really cool thing. Like people could take that as a skill, the agile methodology to other places of employment. It's just project management and teaching people how to learn the project management things.
Right. It's just that the dude talks really slowly. So just watch the video at 1.25 speed. Go ahead, Bianca.
Oh, you're all good. I actually had one more thing I kind of remembered about like the TikTok ban. I know we're off that topic now, my ADHD brain. But I was thinking about like the conversation that you were having in your live yesterday, Jasmine, about like how like other candidates are hard like you are hardly getting any airtime and stuff, and like you're only like the only platform you really doing the broadcasting part of your well, maybe not the only platform, but you have to do it on like TikTok and other social media because you're not getting as much airtime. I'm wondering if that's also like kind of supporting their decision to ban TikTok because they kind of want it to, it seems like the government wants it to be this like duel again and want Trump and Biden to duke it out again.
Yes, so I agree with you in terms of the government and people who uphold white supremacy want to control the news. You are not wrong. There's no confusion about why it's Jeff Bezos who owns what, the Washington Post, or like they own the means of communication. I fully agree with what you're saying. They like I could make a TV ad, but they want to charge me for it. And I don't think that's a good use of people's money.
Jasmine's pronouns are they them?
And I just want to keep reminding you guys, I am running for public office, but I am not a politician. If I don't win, you are still fucked. I have no reason to change who I am or my integrity. The shit that y'all dish out, I am 100% prepared to give it right back to you. Like you assuming that just because I'm running for office, I have to take your junk is confusion. I don't owe you anything. You haven't paid me a dime to handle your abuse. So you guys can kick rocks with that crappy attitude. Oh, they're putting themselves in the public eye, so I should be able to treat them poorly.
That ain't it. That is not it. And
What's
if you
up?
don't like it, you can definitely bounce the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here, like, I'm here to apply for a job. I'm not here to kiss your ass. And I'm only applying for a job because y'all don't have the guts to talk to your grandparents about white supremacy. And shit has gone too far.
Jasmine stands on business all the way, 10 toes down.
I mean, no, but for real, your life is dead ass short. Your life expectancy is 78. 78. They want you to work till you're 70. And y'all are
Mm-hmm.
happy to do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, y'all better get on the good foot and get on good foot right the fuck now.
I haven't heard that in forever. On the good foot.
You could tell I was raised by a lot of old people. I feel
You
like I'd have
were.
been better off if I had just stayed raised with my grandma. I would have loved to be one of them kids that's raised by my grandparents.
Yup.
I was almost one of those kids that was raised by my grandparents, but then my mom had to go make a horrible decision. But
You gotta
I
assume
was.
you
Oh, go
gotta
ahead.
assume she did the best she could with the information she had at the time.
Of course, of course. Where did you find those statistics What statistics are you talking about? Hey, Kat, free Palestine.
That's another thing. Why do y'all assume I know what the flip you talking about every time y'all talk to me? I don't know you. I mean that respectfully. We're not friends. Like, there was a lady who was like, you asked me. I haven't asked you shit, lady.
I didn't ask you nothing.
I vouch for Crystal. And I'm going to be clear. I don't know what she going to say. But I do vouch that they're real.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
all
let
right.
Crystal come in the
All
box.
right. Uh-oh. Okay, bye, Bianca. Hey, Crystal.
Hi, I haven't met you. I'm Crystal. I just do crazy stuff on this app. Nothing, uh, Jasmine. No, I just want to just say, Jasmine. I've been watching your stuff. I don't know. So stuff I say is controversial. That's why I haven't made a video. I don't want to attach
You definitely
you,
listen,
huh?
you should make a video. I'm not studying these people who are like, we are fighting. My goal is to end oppression, and we fighting genocidal people. I don't care about people's feelings in regard to, oh, they got endorsed by this person. Listen, people are gonna say what they're gonna say. If people really want change, then they're gonna embrace the change. If they don't, they won't. But you should be able to say whatever you want about me. Good, bad. Publicity is publicity. Even the people who are talking shit about me are still doing me a favor.
No, nothing
Yeah.
bad. Nothing bad. I'm just talking about my own view. Like I do that. Like I'll distance myself from people because the stuff that I say, right?
Nah,
So,
don't distance yourself. I am not ashamed of shit you say, because you said
well,
it. You
you
live in, like, hear me out, right? Respectability politics. Martin still ended up on a t-shirt. Malcolm still ended up on a t-shirt.
mm,
I'm not trying to police what people say. We are literally fighting against motherfuckers that want to commit genocide. And it's not our fault that people are more, and like King talked about this, right? The white moderate is more concerned with what you said. I'm sorry, how you said it than what you said. We have kids getting slaughtered at bus stops. We have people being harmed in their homes. I don't give no flips on how you describe us getting out of this oppression, as long as we are trying to get out of it. I'm not for respectability politics. Somebody told me the other day, don't go back and forth with these people. Bitch, I'll go back and forth with you.
see, that's what I'm saying, Jasmine. I'm 100% behind you, right? That's exactly what the problem is because, I was talking about a certain issue. It went viral. People attacked me because I'm not with it. Because my focus for me is on black people, me African people, right? That's my focus. I don't view myself as black. I view myself as African. So when I look at it as the thing, so this whole thing, that happened. I really don't want to get into it and disturb your life. I'm really sorry. I feel like I
I
took
don't
over.
even know what happened. Let me put it like this. I don't know what happened, but at the end of the day, you are an American citizen, and I don't give a fuck how you describe me to nobody if you describing me. I don't care if you like, this fat bitch got a plan for you, or this hoe over there. I don't care. As long as people understand that they have more options. People worrying about respectability politics, trying to fit into an image, is the reason most Americans don't mess with us, don't mess with each other, because you are not being yourselves. You are not being true to who you are. If you are someone who is a black promotional, black supremacist, black supporter, black lover, if that's who you are, then talk to black people about me. We have so many different facets of who we are and what we are. And if I want to be on all 50 states ballots and reach as many Americans as possible, then they need to hear the content that speaks their language. And sometimes that's not going to be from a motherfucker in a suit or behind a desk.
Yeah.
We have to
You're
be
right.
real, because what we're facing is a real ass problem.
You're right.
So
Uh,
say what you want,
some
however you got to say it.
somebody said in the comments, Grizz said, "Hey, hope you're doing well. Liver's taking a turn," and then a frowny face, which means things might be taking a turn for the worst.
Yo, take your ass to the doctor, man. I know you got diagnosed, but that's somebody who just found out like they have like a bad liver issue. And like, this is what I'm saying. We have real problems in this country. Like, I don't propose to understand how liver transplants work or like that. But if you are someone that like that would benefit you, let's get you a page set up so we can start getting you donors. Like, organizing is seeing a problem in real life and saying, I'm going to do some shit about it. I might not know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do something. You're at the hospital currently. Okay. You're still in, fuck, email me, man, so I can figure out if I got to make my way to Virginia or what we can do. He's in the hospital. He is in the hospital. Last time I talked to him, he was recently diagnosed. But like, this is what I'm talking about. This is activism. You don't have to like shit about me, but we should all have a problem with a poor person having a liver issue and no money and no access to quality health care. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
Is this
No, you're good.
appropriate time to ask questions, Jazz? Because I had a question.
Go ahead.
So, so, so when we talk about the stuff that you're going to implement when you become president, right? How are you gonna go about the pass? Are you gonna use executive orders?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go in there and you're gonna say, this is what this executive order because that's what I would do.
Yeah, no, that's what I have to do. It's why I keep
Yes,
telling people I'm
ma'am.
using the FDR method. You notice, for people who don't understand, when they go, Congress and the Senate don't want to work together, they entirely do want to work together. This TikTok ban thing, that didn't happen without them working together. They want to work together. They have the same donors. What I would tell anyone is that go hard, like go really hard. I'm going to use executive orders because you can't negotiate with these people. They don't want change. They are complicit. My first executive orders are an age cap and term limits to get the motherfuckers out so you can get you some new people. I'm not trying to fight with the Congress and the Senate that doesn't want to do work. I'm trying to have term limits and age caps to get them out of there so y'all can elect a new Congress and a new Senate. But every time I say that, motherfuckers go, you can't do that. I literally can. Presidential powers have been increasingly since the Patriot Act. I can do a lot more shit that y'all don't understand. And because you're not in it every day, you don't know. Even during his State of the Union address, Biden asked for more presidential powers, and they're going to give it to him. Not for good, not to help you, but to abuse you. I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
No, you're right, and you have every right to be passionate about it. And you raising your voice probably is what got us more people in here. But yeah, like I mean, there's nothing to calm down about. Like somebody around here said, we're being way too we're being way too polite about people dying, and that's facts. We're being way too polite and way too sanitary about people literally actually fucking dying. There's nothing to be calm about.
Oh, it is. And so I have this. So TikTok. What they're saying is, if TikTok, because Biden said he's gonna sign it if they pass it through everything, and they're like ByteDance. Because I went and researched this. ByteDance is what they want them to sell to a different country that doesn't have communistic thought processes, attached to China. But it sounds to me like, so you don't want China manipulating us. You want to manipulate us yourself through that.
Correct. They want a white manipulator in charge. And I would also
Okay.
point out, this is no different than anything else that they've stolen. They don't have a problem with your data being stolen. They have a problem with them not being the person stealing your data. They don't have a problem with this app. They have a problem with them not profiting from this app. This is all just exercises in white supremacy. It's a rebranding, if you will.
And they want to put their own propaganda instead of the Chinese doing it. They want to
But
put.
there's not, okay, so can we talk about, okay, I'm not a communist. I am not a communist, but I have been able to read a book or two. Communism is a stateless, classless society. As long as Xi Jinping is the head motherfucker in that place, it is not a stateless, classless society. It just says communism. It's kind of like, what was the Morris Chestnut in the time. It didn't matter if you was the time, you wasn't Morris Chestnut. It didn't have nothing to do with anything else. It's just a name. Socialism and communism, if they're not enacted in the actual way that the definition describes, it's not actually happening. And because China has a president, that is not a stateless society. Because China has rich and poor, that is not a classless society.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. I want to say hey to the
Eat it up.
yeah, for real. I want to say hey to Naomi, and I want to welcome back Bianca. Since Bianca, you've been up here already. Naomi, hello, welcome, good morning.
Hi.
What's up? Hey.
Not much. I've been working on art all morning and being on lives, and it's been really nice because I haven't been able to work on art in several weeks. So,
Okay, that's cool. So, what do you think about the inevitable matriarchy of women ruling and making the men build pyramids?
um, Well, in Native society, although we do have matriarchies, there is a balance. There's always a balance between the men and the women. So there's always elders from both sides that are determining and rationalizing things. And so I suppose in my head, as much as I love matriarchy, there has to be a balance.
Oh yeah, you're right. That of course you weren't gonna like. You were like, stop with that damn bullshit. But I was like, because everybody's seen that image of the dominatrixes with whips making the bald, hairless men build
I have
like
not seen
pyramids and
this.
shit. You
Hold on.
haven't seen
I
it?
haven't seen this. Please email it to me or put it up. Oh, don't sit it on the screen. Please email it to me. I don't see anything interesting unless y'all send it to me. All I do is paperwork and volunteer.
Okay, it's one of those the future liberals want memes
Oh yeah.
with the because like the original picture of the future liberals want is like a drag queen sitting next to a traditional Muslim woman who has the full face covering on the subway. And the caption is the futures liberals want, which is basically just people existing in public as they are and as they feel comfortable in peace, which
Yeah,
is
I've seen
just
that
so
one.
scary.
You want
Yeah,
that?
so that's the original picture that was taken on that public transportation. The
Okay.
drag queen sitting next to the Muslim woman.
Mhm.
And everybody's just minding their own fucking business except this guy who felt like he needed to take pictures of people in a subway to try to disparage people. But the other the future liberals want is a picture that's seemingly older than the meme of like everybody's white in the picture. It's dominatrixes whipping the men into them building pyramids. That's what it is.
That's hilarious. My
I
uncle
love it.
My uncle Rick is obsessed with the idea that the matriarchy is destroying everything and that there's no room for the patriarchy. And I was like, I don't know what world this is you live in, but I'd like to find out where it is, so I can go visit.
Yeah, for real. Especially black women. Come on, ain't it? I want that future to be honest. Yeah, for real. Patriarchy created the modern world and now that is not dangerous. Y'all want to reap the reward. I live in the United States of America where I have to worry about getting pew-pewed if I go to a grocery store or a movie theater. That's not a fucking reward.
But wait, what they said is factually untrue. Patriarchy did not build the world that we have in today. Slaves did, and those slaves didn't all have penises. A lot of them had vaginas too. And I would also posit, even when we go back to hunter-gathering times, women weren't just chilling in the caves. Studies, sociologists, professionals, peer-reviewed people, educated folks, not just a random dude on TikTok, have actually proven that it was the women that were better hunters and gatherers. I am sorry that patriarchy has allowed you to believe these falsities, but it's not true. Even women are the reason dogs are domesticated. Try me if you want to.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah, so son of Magnus, you coming in with this bullshit. Like you just want to be mad. You just want to be angry in the comments. Like, no, I absolutely do want supremacy. I want female supremacy. I want female supremacy along with ceasefire now. Like, you got me fucked up if you think that you coming in here spitting some hot facts. Let me tell you, the kitchen is cold and you ain't cooking and you ain't eating. You starving. Yes, I want female supremacy and I want it now. Exactly. How can you be socialist and a supremacist? Because I can. Since when does anybody on the internet have to be consistent with their ideology? Fuck out of here. If you wouldn't expect a white man to be consistent with his ideology, don't expect it from anybody else. Fuck out.
I mean,
Anyway.
Having a hard time deciding between, do I vote third party or do I stick with genocide light or genocide direct? Both are genocide.
The thing for me is I have all these liberal friends who keep pushing Biden like he's a god. And I mean, like, I get in some way the mindset of the lesser of two evils. If I have to vote for this person, I will. But to worship him is just insane to me. And then on top of that, how many unalivings does it take before you care?
Yeah, for real. Blue MAGA is wild, for real. Language get you banned. I'm not worried about it.
This,
Land
this,
back. Land back. Land the fuck back.
this,
Oh,
this
also, I think. Wait, am I muted? Hold on.
no, can
No,
you?
you're good. We can hear you.
Okay, I didn't see the blue box pop up around me, but like, I don't think people realize how many of us are fed up with this whole like duel and this like whole narrative they're trying to push of the Democrats versus Republicans. Like, a third party has the highest chance of winning that like since the like history of this, I think, like this time around, because so many people are just fed up with Trump and Biden. Like, so many people, we all are just like believing what they're pushing us to believe about, like it's between those two.
Yep. And it's always been like that. They've been choosing between the lesser of two evils since like the 50s or something.
And
But-
look where it got us.
But how dumb
And
is
look where it
that?
got us.
But no, but like how dumb is that? I don't mean to be ugly, but my parents, my grandparents, motherfuckers who fell for that, the lesser of evil. No, bitch, just don't vote for evil. No evil.
Yeah, for real.
No evil.
It, like, we had that conversation about older black people yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Don't mess with them. Like I leave them right alone in their delusion.
mm-hmm.
Black capitalism isn't safe. Black capitalism hasn't saved us.
Can I ask a controversial question?
Go ahead.
So this is why I got in trouble on this app, because we talk about, as black people, specifically for black people, this situation with Palestine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the video that I made, because people were making videos saying, if you big creators aren't speaking out against Palestine, then just y'all are wrong, just y'all weak, da da da. And so I made my video, because when we think, we're black people, right? I view myself as African. I don't know how y'all view yourself, but I view myself as African, right? So when we talk about this certain thing, it's fuck Israel at all times, right? Because they're responsible for genocide and mines and all this stuff for African people, where they're oppressing African people. Again, that's my focus, right? And so when we talk about Palestine and we do all this stuff about Palestine, right? And the focus has shifted. But here's the thing. There's a town in Palestine called Al Abid. Are y'all aware of that?
No, I'm not too familiar with that. Hey, Kat.
Jasmine, have you heard of that? Anybody heard of Al Abid?
So I saw your video, right?
Yeah.
I saw your video, and you got the right to feel how you feel. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I saw your points, but for me, right, I just can admit it. I'm a sucker either way. You don't have to help me for me to help you, right? And so I'm flawed in this conversation because I would feed a white supremacist, right? I would help. I'm a problem in my own right with my inability to walk away from someone I see immediately distressed. So I wouldn't be the best person for that, because I'm stuck either way. It's a deficiency that's frustrating, but it's a problem I have.
I think that's a problem that black people have and always have had. And
So I blame it on the Jesus that's in me. I believe. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm telling you it's a problem I got. I hate how we are always expected to forgive. Like, I at least don't forgive. I'm still gonna feed you and talk shit to you, but fortunately, I still have enough sucker DNA that I would feed you and house you.
so we doing different things, but as I said in that video, children, I'm not okay with children at all. But when we see these, I don't watch these videos, but they come across. I never see a black Afro-Palestinian. You know what I'm saying? And so they're over there. The Al-Abid, for people don't know, is called slave. It means slave, Al-Abid. And so there's a town there in Palestine called Al-Abid where the black people are there, and I've watched interviews over there where the Afro-Palestinians are talking, and they're being abused over there. Horribly. They're in a town called Alibi. That's why are Afro-Palestinians there. So it's not that I'm saying anything bad, but it's just like, where is that outrage for that? I showed, and you saw my video just before that, before the whole thing.
And I
Because
also see, let me keep it a buck. I also see there's not as much people with smoke for the Sudan and the Congo.
that's what I'm
Anti-blackness
saying.
is a problem we have across the world and even in the black community. And y'all know I'm talking about that stupid trend where everybody telling what they afraid of. Like,
But it's not
Malcolm X wasn't wrong when he said that we were taught to hate ourselves.
Yeah.
right. Yep. Because so people took that video as if I was trying to take just be an asshole, right? My point was, with that, as African people, you cannot you cannot demand the oppressed to speak up for their oppressor. That was the point of my video, and they took it and acted like I was this, and that. My point was, you cannot sit here and expect the oppressed to stand up for the oppressor when they're literally in the country going through this. And that didn't just go through that, because people talked about, they threw in, and this isn't a lie, they threw in Congo and they threw in Sudan as a last minute thing, right? As a, oh, let's do this. But it's not just those countries. It's multiple. And I showed this way before the Palestinian thing. I showed the slavery that's going on in Libya and Nigeria and all these places, where there's black people in cages in these countries. And so when I talked about that, I just wonder about that when it comes to that with the whole thing. And I guess how you felt about that, but I guess I understand now. You're just like, you can't walk away. That's just how you are.
Program, like, I'm telling you right now, like, I might punch you. Like, I have a problem. Even if we got into a fight today and I'm stomping you out, I'm still going to feed you and take you to the hospital. It's a deficiency in me. I can admit that. Like, I hate it all the time. I'm always telling people, like, I don't know how y'all, I am envious of people who can walk by a hungry person. I am envious of people who can see a cop pulling over a teenager and drive by. I don't have that skill set. Anybody who's ever been with me anywhere has seen me pull a car over real quick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a problem and I don't know how to resolve it, but I am in therapy. But it's usually like the way they explain it is because when you were a child, people didn't help you, so you help everybody. I'm definitely working on it. But I do understand what you're talking about.
All right. So I've missed some requests, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed some requests. I did get Rebel Queen. There was somebody else who requested that drop down because I guess they thought I didn't see him. If you requested, please send your request back up. Shining Forever, like, don't start asking for papers here. Go ahead.
Don't get me wrong. Like, so you hear from matriarchy, but in reality, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's always been nature over nurture.
So what was that shit you said about papers in the comments,
But
dog?
wait,
Let's just skip the bullshit and go into that. Hang on, Jasmine, because this dude's talking shit in the comments. So let's just go ahead and address the bullshit. What's up? What's that you said about papers in the comments? Explain yourself. You can unmute.
So you gonna let me talk?
Explain. Answer the question. What did you say about papers in the comments? Why'd you say that shit?
Can I talk?
All right, you can go. You want to be a little bitch? See ya. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, there's tragedy going on all over the world. So, like, for me, it's about like saving your capacity. Like, there's just too much suffering, right? You know, a brown dude asking for their papers. Yeah, for real. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But that's the
All right, you can go.
like, that's that indoctrination, right? Like, what do you look like saying that when you, like, we have an issue in this country where we have brown people who use white supremacist talking points on purpose.
Yeah, we do. Uh, who's enforcing women's rights? How How well do women support women? I mean, a lot better than you do talking shit in somebody's comment section.
No, but statistically, women break up fights when women are under attack. Women protect
They
other
do.
women. Women do a better job because men don't. Like, we have papers to prove that women help more.
Yes, I've
Imagine fighting
definitely
for.
stood up for
So
friends,
hang
and
on, Rebel. So I want to address this real quick. Imagine fighting for thus, but not letting someone talk. I let him talk. I told him to unmute and question him on that shit he said about seeing people's papers, and he didn't want to go ahead and talk, so I kicked him. Get your facts right. Go ahead, Rebel Queen. First of all, how are you? Good morning. What's up?
good morning. I've been on a rant all day. I posted a bunch of rant videos because I can't go live because I can't prove my age. So, anyways, I'm really happy to be here. And yes, you know what? We as women come together and we stabilize our household. We stabilize the nation. Us doing all of the little unpaid work that men feel like isn't work is what keeps everything running. And just the entitlement is crazy to me. I feel like a massive shift and change needs to happen for us to be able to survive, because under men's rule, the planet is literally dying. All we have is war and genocide and people scrambling for more money and so greedy, and they're just eating everything. And it's, I was just saying, I did a video. I was like, I was watching someone play Little Nightmares, and you get to that scene at the table where the little character is running and all these like fat, obese people at the table are just grabbing and eating. And I'm like, that is the world we actually live in. And it's so crazy to see that represented in a game, but that's what it feels like. You have these greedy people just wanting to take all the resources for themselves. But, if they take everything, no one will have anything. And what will it have been for?
Why did they blame
Right.
it? People. Fat people didn't cause this problem. You got skinny rich people causing these problems. That's a fucked
That's
up
what I was
game.
gonna say.
Oh, no, I'm
It's
just
the
saying about
whole.
in the game, it's just representing, I feel like it was representing capitalism and how they did that. It's nothing against people who are like heavier or whatever. That wasn't
It's
what
not
I
a
meant to
knock
say. I
at
was just
listen, it's not a knock
describing
at
how they
you.
did it
You
in the
didn't
game.
no. Yeah. It's not a knock at you, right? But fat phobia exists. Somebody else wanted it to be represented. Like, there are literally old school comics always only showing fat old white guys. I'm not saying you are in the wrong here. I'm just laughing at how they always pawn it off on fat people. That's all. That's like
I
Yeah,
think
the
it's like
concept
a
of the welfare
representation
queen.
of greed more than someone being fat. I mean, that's my
it is a
interpretation of it.
It is a representation of greed. It's just the normalization of fat phobia is what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, I don't agree with that. You know what, oh my God, being in the 90s and everything had to be like super skinny, that's so sick. People starving themselves. And I was raised in a very fat phobic environment, and I did not turn out fat phobic. I don't even own a scale because I'm not trying to be stressed out about something that I'm not going to control anyways. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. No, we should be allowed, like, we gain weight. We especially like if you have kids or you've been pregnant, you're going to gain weight. I don't understand why the tie into gaining weight
But
is
outside of
such a
gaining weight,
negative. But when
to
you're
be clear.
talking about it like in the concept of,
I just want to help you
All
out
right,
though,
we
real
got.
quick.
Hang
It's
on,
like,
we gotta
okay.
stop. We gotta stop people from talking over each other. I understand everybody wants to get their word out, but like we gotta stop people from talking over each other because there's like 5 people on the panel. Okay, y'all.
was I muted? Could you guys hear me? I don't know. I looked at it. My mic was muted.
I had to mute you because you, Jasmine, and then Crystal started talking.
Oh,
So
okay. My bad.
it's all good. It's just y'all please be mindful of who's talking at once. If somebody's talking, just let them finish talking. Rebel, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, I do agree that fat phobia is a huge problem. And it's funny how, some years ago, having more weight on your body was as a sign of richness, of, being able to afford food, and being skinny was being seen as like malnourished. And so that shift completely changed somewhere. And I don't know exactly when or where. I could look that up, but I do know that, as a representation, like, it wasn't even the fact that the characters were bigger. It was the way that they were just gobbling everything up is what made me think of that. Like, even if they were skinny and gobbling everything up, it would just look like you're putting all of this into a void and it's going nowhere and it's not sustaining you nor anyone else. So the characters don't even necessarily have to be fat to even get this representation across. It's just the fact that they take and take and take and take and take and give nothing back, and they still want more, and it's sucking the life out of us. There's so many people that are burnt out right now, and I think with the pandemic happening and people are actually able to be at home, like the people that were not the people that needed to work. I'm sorry, I'm tired, but the people that could be at home had a chance to actually feel what that's like, to not be on like a constant, hamster wheel or whatever. And people are able to think about how their life was going. And I've always thought that it was absolutely crazy the way we live our lives and the way that our society is set up to cause us the most destruction and also take the most from us. And I really do agree that shift needs to happen, and we do need to come together. A change needs to happen. Okay. I'm done. Anyone else can talk. Thank you so much for letting me share.
For sure.
Crystal, to them, or they got kicked by accident?
Oh no, I dropped Crystal to let some other guests up. I was at capacity on the guest, but Crystal can come back up after somebody else drops.
Okay.
You can come back up after somebody else drops, Crystal.
I can drop. I was requested up.
Okay.
I only wanted to say, I understood what Rebel was trying to say. For me, the issue was that they drew them fat in the first place. It had nothing to do with you explaining what you saw. My problem is they blame it on fat people in the first place. Fat people are the one population that is both lazy and running the world at the same time. So that was my issue with it. Other than that, nothing else.
You're right. I definitely agree with you, Jasmine. Right on. I did send you a request, Crystal, if you want to come up. Not how much food. What is the food feed? The comments are just getting kind of weird on this one. But yeah, it's
real quick. I think that people, I feel like people just go onto one point instead of like hearing the entirety of it. Right. Yes, it's an issue that they were drawn as fat or what. I totally agree with that. But even if they weren't, like, I feel like people will still choose to pick apart the one thing instead of seeing it as a whole, as what it is. And what it is very toxic. And it doesn't help us to argue about it because we're all hungry over here. And the people that are benefiting, they have too much. They have an excess. And that is the real problem and the real issue, and arguing over like little semantics. Yes, that was the game developer's decision or whatever. But the reality of the situation is that the majority of us are hurting, and that's what needs to be changed. And the mindset of like fat phobia and stuff like that, for sure.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, you're good. Crystal, you can come back up. Hey, Kat, welcome back. Yeah. So there are a lot of, and also when it comes to people being fat. Thanks for having me. Okay, you're not coming. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for coming up. But yeah, like this is like long since derailed the actual topic. So, because now we're getting into like fat phobia and stuff, and not that these issues aren't important, but like let's bring the topic back. So, before we totally do that, I will say, like, if you're not a doctor, you shouldn't be talking about somebody else's weight. So for those of you, the thin enthusiasts in the comments, I know y'all don't have a damn medical degree, so you can shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's talk about the matriarchy, because that's what's really important here. Liz, hello, good morning, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for coming up. What do you think about the topic?
Well, I know we talked about this, a couple days ago. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Well, hang on a second, because some people in here think that they can control my live, but I tell you what, now you have to pay to talk. So if you want to talk shit, you can pay, I think it's $2.99 or $3.99, or you can keep scrolling. Bye, broke boy. Liz, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how the topic, how the conversation shifted to fat phobia. But I think one thing, because I'm just not really sure what everything was said before I came up. But I think one thing that people don't necessarily realize is that like matriarchy is not going to be structured like patriarchy, in the sense that it's not like we're going to replace men with women, keep the same structure, and everything's going to stay the same. No, historically, matriarchies have been much more egalitarian. They have been, much more equitable, where sort of everybody gets a say, and like these sort of rules of capitalism don't necessarily apply. So this idea that it's patriarchy but with women, that's just not how it's going to be.
Right. By the way, leaving and coming back doesn't turn the sub chat off. You have to subscribe if you want to talk shit. Oh, thank y'all so much for the subscriptions. Thank you. Um, yeah, like this, I think that people are so brainwashed by the patriarchy and are so damaged from the abuse of the patriarchy, they think the matriarchy is going to be the same or worse, when really the matriarchy is literally better.
I think that
Go
race,
ahead, Amy.
it's the fear of being treated the way you've treated other people.
Yes, that's exactly where reverse racism comes from and stuff like that.
I have an issue that actually deals with the matriarchy as well. I have a I wouldn't call him a friend, but we hang in the same circle. And the other night, we're all just having a great time watching an MMA fight, and out of nowhere, he starts talking about how Asian people in this country don't complain about racism, so why do Black and Native American people?
Okay.
And he goes on this whole diatribe about reparations and then, and this is where it gets kind of funny. Then we turn to the guy who comes on TV who's going to fight, and he goes, "Oh, I can't support him. He's racist." So
Okay.
I'm just having a hard time knowing what to say to this person because I feel so incredibly uncomfortable. And I'm just struggling with finding the right words. Usually I know exactly what to say, but I don't know what to say to this person. Besides, you're racist, which I get.
Yeah, for real. I get that. Rebel Queen, what do you think of the matriarchy replacing our current patriarchal system? Rebel Queen, you good?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to hit the speaker button and it did something weird. But
Okay.
I feel like with matriarchal societies, women do put in a lot more work overall. I mean, it's very clear throughout society, men feel like super entitled because they go and have a job, but they set up society like that and then complain about it. And I feel like overall, it's gotten more and more toxic. I mean, I feel like it was always toxic though, but now it's more openly toxic, is what I should say. It's like I noticed that after you know, when Trump was elected, people were just being way more openly racist and just disgusting overall because they felt like they could. And men, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, well, women want equal rights, so I can punch a woman in the face." That's not it. That's not it. I feel like society would be better because we're going to care about other issues, and men care about conquering, men care about controlling, and women care about, overall, from what I've seen, I'm making a generalization, care about growing and having a life and making things better. From what I've seen, a lot of things are spearheaded by women that actually help communities. I've been a part of advocacy councils, and it's all made up of women who are trying to literally make the world better. So I definitely think that I agree with that. And what you have written at the top, less poverty and war, because why would we want to see other people in poverty? The women that do subscribe to it are definitely, I feel like, a bit brainwashed through how they were raised or the men in their life, or made to feel less than. And and I was saying that I know that the topic of fat phobia kind of got derailed a little bit, but I was going to tie into the fact that women still bear the brunt of that.
Right.
It is generally seen as okay for men to be bigger, and women get brutalized for our bodies doing a natural thing, which is insane to me. So I feel like that would change too, because men want to hypersexualize women. Women are used to sell product, and they want to see a thin body that's not of what a fully grown woman generally looks like. That's just a generalization. Again, I know that everyone's body type is different, but when you look at like old school paintings, women had curves, okay, and the men were there for it, and that changed. And so now women were constantly made to change to fit whatever man's ideal is. So if we were to take that out of the equation completely, we could be ourselves and we can make things better. That's how I feel about it.
Right on. Let me see here.
Well said.
Hey, welcome back, Frank. Yeah, well said. Welcome back, Frank. Frank, you're right. Tupac. We have money for war, but not to feed the poor. Exactly. Good morning, Karen. Free Palestine. Free Palestine, everybody. And somebody, Heckin' Alien said, please look into Zoo Kuka TikTok. She has good concise stream for topic like this. Okay, for those of y'all who are interested, the @ is @ZUUKUKA. Heckin' Alien, if you would please put that in the chat again, very much appreciate it. I can't pin comments while I have guests, so you're gonna have to type it again if you're okay with that.
I'm sorry. Can I share like a personal anecdote about that? Someone wrote in the comment when they were pregnant, people were doubting them because of their weight. And after I had my first baby, I was literally back in pre-baby clothes. My mom was like, "Oh, you're getting fat. You're gonna get fat." My dad threatened to disown me if I had more kids because he was upset that I might get fat. Like, I am not here for any fat phobia. Like, I'm not here for that at all. That's the environment I was raised in, and I am not going to perpetuate that. But just seeing that comment made me remember. Like, I had bought us all ice cream, and I was eating my little scoop of ice cream. My mom was like, "Oh, you're going to get fat." Like, I don't understand the internal, like, hatred of our bodies. That is something that was put upon us and not something that we should be perpetuating to our daughters, to our friends, to our nieces, to any woman in our life at all. If they are about getting healthy, that's one thing, but just demonizing someone for having like more weight on their body is crazy. And I feel like that is an issue that definitely needs to change. If we were to have a matriarchal society, I'm sure that would change, because I know that we are all tired of that and many, many other things that we as women have to deal with on a daily basis and to see in our communities.
Right. Hello, Change of Hearts. Rick, go to the hospital. You're having a stroke. We deserve peace. You're absolutely right. Have you not seen women argue and fight? Steve, when was it that guy on Facebook pew-pewed somebody because he posted a laugh emoji on a picture of him and his girlfriend? As long as there are men literally pew-pewing people over Facebook, you have no right to talk about women fighting. So Steve, you can go. You are dismissed. And thank you for the follow, Autistic Hammer. A huge portion of our houseless population has a disability. The system wants us to expire. Exactly.
I actually do have something to add to that conversation from before about like women's bodies, because like I think what it is that it's insane the amount of to try to not like to work around the wording, like PDF files, are out there. And I think that's part of what it is, wanting to like make women like feel like they have to be skinnier and smaller to get them to go back to looking more childlike. It's the same reason. Like I was, it's yeah.
So
Like
we're not gonna get into that on this
okay.
live.
Okay.
Because like my whole thing is like, yeah, there's some things that are inherently problematic and whatnot, but like I am not subscribed to the ideology that people should be hunted down for their mental health issues. I feel like we should always hold people accountable for their actual actions. And I use the term child abusers, people who actually abuse children, because we should be focusing on actions and not mental health issues.
Right.
So if it didn't involve a child and the adults were consenting, I'm not going to make a problem where there isn't one. So to go back to the topic, also the guest box is open. If anybody else wants to come up, please do come up. My thing is like seeing how many people get upset. Oh, bye Queen Rebel. Rebel Queen, I'm sorry, I transposed your name. My thing is like all of the people who like get mad, it's like, this like the matriarchy literally won't harm you. And it's weird that you think it will. A lot of mental illness stems from childhood trauma, exactly. Like there are people who like hoarding. Hoarding comes from grief. Do what?
And it's as if men are in such a great spot now in the world. I mean, yeah, maybe relative to women, they're more privileged, but like 80% of homicide victims are men. You know, they self-unalive at much higher rates. Like, you know, there's so many like issues that men are facing right now. Like, is it and they're scared of change? Why? Like, it's not like you're doing all that great right now.
Yeah, literally. But they don't think that because it's other men telling them that they're doing fine. Hello, Bongwater. Love that. A pyramid. What pyramid? Oh, exactly. The matriarchy is not the same as patriarchy. People women will make things equitable. Men make things a pyramid. Yes, I agree. Thank you for that input. Hello, it's Allison. We shouldn't know we wouldn't know who Hillary was if it weren't for Bill. I prefer independent women. Fair enough. They're doing it to themselves. Sure, Danny. I'm sure you know a lot about people doing things to themselves.
I don't like Hillary Clinton, but that's not accurate. She was her own entity before Bill Clinton. She was her own toxic monster before he came along the scene.
Yeah, for real. You absolutely right. Honestly, I would have voted for Hillary instead of Jill Stein back in 26 if she had dumped Bill. Oof. Aces scores are a nice predicator for people will be okay. Kitchen, do you just want to come up because your texts aren't coming out right? I don't understand what your text said. Came over so I can change the comments out of chat. Okay. Food stamps need to be increased immediately. Yep.
I think
a matriarchy wouldn't have no violence. Nobody said a matriarchy wouldn't have violence. People are people.
Sorry, I think what they were saying was ACEs scores. I don't know about what ACEs is, but scores are a nice predictor of who will be, I think, doxxed with autoimmune disorders.
Diagnosed. There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
ACEs is adverse childhood events. Okay. DX means diagnosed. Okay, thank you. The entire cost of living needs to go down. Yep. And since there's a topic change, if anybody wants to drop, feel free to drop. I'm not holding you hostage. If you want to talk about the topic, please do.
There was a comment where the person says that they feel like people on welfare are not incentivized to get off. But I feel like when people say that, they've never met anybody on welfare and they don't know that some of the limits that people on welfare go through are because of the welfare limits specifically.
Mm-hmm. People think that they are trapped in it. Yeah, because they want to, in the United States, they want to wait until you have absolutely nothing to give you any kind of welfare assistance. And as soon as you have any kind of little bit of anything, they want to take away all your support. It's assistance. It's supposed to assist you until you don't need it anymore. That's just making sure people stay struggling and stay dependent on it. If assistance did what it's supposed to do and actually carried you through a point where you don't need it anymore and then like let you off it after you were good, that would be fine. Folks get gaslit into thinking that our votes don't matter while they gaslight how we vote. Exactly. There are 2 requests, thank you. All right. All right. Hello, I am Tess Kitchen. Welcome back, Queen, and hello, Alexandria. We're gonna let Alexandria go first because Alexandria's new. Hello, Alexandria. Good morning. How are you doing? What would you like to say about the topic?
Hi, good morning. I hope everybody's having a good day so far today. Um, just to introduce myself, I just want to say my pronouns are they, them before I start talking.
Okay.
And I wanted to say that um, specifically, like for me, I can give like my personal experience. Like I personally am a licensed and registered pharmacy technician. I've been looking for work for ever in the city. The job market is absolutely abysmal. I am on welfare. I would like to not be. But like I was saying in the comments, like welfare isn't even enough to assist anybody really in survival anymore. I don't know anybody who has food stamps that last them throughout the month, or even like the other assistance. None of it is enough to sustain yourself to be able to get out of it.
Yeah. It's like if it was like I said earlier, if it like didn't have such a harsh and low cap for people to be able to apply or people to be able to stay on it, it would actually help people until they don't need it anymore because it would like actively help lift you up instead of using these harsh limits to say, all right, when you pass this threshold, we don't help you anymore. And the threshold is really low. Jasmine Sherman, do you have written proposals of the reform? I believe Jasmine does. If y'all have, before y'all ask Jasmine a question, please go check the website on linked on Jasmine's in profile in their link tree. And then if there's something you don't understand, please come back and ask a question. But please go read the website first. Kitchen, what would you like to say about the topic? Thanks everyone. Cool. I'm gonna read real quick. Right on, Flocks. Take care. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. RE, welfare, and staying on it. The amount of work it takes to get welfare is literally disincentive enough.
Yeah.
Literally disincentive enough. I had a friend today talking about they have to get a new birth certificate to show the government who their father is on their birth certificate. Mind you, this friend is nearly 40 years old. Why
Hmm.
you need to know who their daddy is?
Yeah,
What does
that's
that have to do
weird.
with anything? Very freaking weird. This is for getting, uh, I believe they're getting disability assistance, financial disability assistance. What do you need that for? Literally, the harm is the purpose. They make these systems very difficult to get into to disincentivize people getting into them. Like, I've
Right.
been eligible for food stamps and don't have them because I'm not applying, waiting for the phone call, talking to the people to be denied, then to go back and give them new documentation so then I can be approved. It's too many steps. I don't want to do it. It takes too much work. And they assume because you're poor that you have the time to do it. That's why you can't get hot food on food stamps, because you're poor, you have time to cook your own food. You don't get hot
Yeah.
food.
And like,
The
and that
hard is
hasn't
the
always been
slow.
a thing. When food stamps was first coming out, like, and then shortly after they went from the paper dollars to the card, you could get hot food on food stamps. Like that's relatively like for the history of food stamps in the United States, that's relatively new. Janice says being on government assistance is only for when you are down. You don't stay there for the rest of your life. Exactly. Like food stamp, like public assistance isn't for staying on it for the rest of your life. So they shouldn't ask people to be at the very bottom of the barrel and then make sure they stay at the bottom of the barrel to stay on it for the rest of their lives. They should actively be helping people and not cut people off as soon as they reach a threshold, a very low threshold, and then cut them off. That's the point. Go ahead, Naomi. I saw you unmute.
Well, the system is designed to keep you poor. They want you to stay at that level. So, I mean, it's part of the classism. The point
Right.
is, sorry, my
Go
brain
ahead.
goes so fast and then I like lose my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that they want you to stay poor, so you're stuck in the cycle because the system is designed to keep you there, not because the people want to be there.
Exactly. And that's something that people really need to get through. Like, people don't want to be this way. The system keeps us this way. Once you get in it, it's hard to get out because they make sure you stay low. Alexandria, I see you raise your hand. Please go next.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add something about like, oops, sorry, I was trying to turn that off. About the food stamps. Like, so the other day, I was looking up extra programs that you're eligible for once you have EBT, because of course, like, nobody tells you that. You have to go searching for extra things, or see a TikTok like, oh, well, I'm eligible for whatever. So I was looking, and in New York, there's a program where you can actually get, like, if you're buying produce, you can get twice as much like food, I think, or it costs half as much if you pay with your EBT or whatever. So I went to the website and I'm like looking up to see which grocery stores in New York City um do this, and it's, surprise surprise, it's none of them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, there's actually none in New York City that participate in the program, because I believe the grocery stores have to pay to be a part of the program. Yeah, no, even that, Stacy, like, I looked up, like, there's no, even the farmers markets that are around, none of them qualify. Because I think even stores have to pay to accept EBT. So they're like, not incentivized to even accept those things.
Wait, do stores have to? I didn't know stores have to pay to accept EBT. Hey, Black Aquaman. We all remember the battle of Alabama. No, they don't. They don't. Well, this is a quick Google search. Do stores have to pay to be on EBT? Let's see about it.
Or is the same fees and processing that like any credit card pays. It's the transaction that companies do. That's what they're paying. That's like when you use your Visa, your MasterCard, the store pays for the transaction fee.
Okay. I think don't they have to pay like a fine or something if they aren't on EBT?
I don't think so, because a lot of grocery stores or like just corner stores that don't accept them. Like, that's why some of them have that sign at the front say EBT accepted here.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
not wrong. You're not wrong that there is a fee, but you're wrong about where the fee comes from. The fee is your merchant services fee. So that's what I was saying. Like when you swipe your Visa, your MasterCard, that's that fee. That's any electronic transfer fee.
Oh, okay. All right. I get what you're saying now. Thank you.
Okay. This kiddo is too dang cute. Oh, you're talking about a kiddo. All right. So Rebel Queen, please go next.
Okay. Yeah, I've been off and on aid, since I've had kids because of necessity. But it truly is not enough. And when I was working with the my local advocacy council, we definitely talked about a lot of the issues that prevent people from really being able to come up. Um, and of course, a lot of people who are on aid are also working. So their own tax dollars are then paying into that aid that they are receiving. And that is a huge disconnect that people kind of refuse to acknowledge. Oh, they're leeching off our tax dollars. Actually, the only people leeching off our tax dollars are, corporations and literally the government who does not represent us or our needs at all. So it's not the person who's working and receiving welfare, or it's not the person who's on disability and needs that assistance. It is the people who have everything and not paying back into it. But one of the big issues we talked about was cliff benefits, and how as soon as you make even like 1 cent over that threshold, you're completely cut off. And then suddenly now you cannot afford to buy food because you needed that food money because your little tiny paycheck was barely covering all of your bills. And let's say you got like a tiny bit of a raise, and suddenly now you're kicked off. Or let's just say your car dies on you. And when I was getting aid back in California, they said my car couldn't be worth more than $2,000 of a Kelly Blue Book value, regardless who paid for it. My car could not be worth, or I would be kicked off. And I said, well, is my car gonna be food on my table? I mean, it's insane. You need a car everywhere, almost everywhere, to get to work. And so, and especially if you don't have a vehicle, because insurance rates are now ridiculous. They don't even have a strong like transit system where, there's all these delays. They're not putting the money that we're paying in back into the resources that we need to thrive. They're taking most of it for themselves and letting the buses fall into disrepair, not paying people enough so people don't care because they're not going to put in that effort, because they're thinking, what side job do I have to do to be able to eat today? Can I go do like Uber or Lyft or DoorDash or something and try to make a payout so I can get dinner? No one should have to live like that.
I agree. Hello, Travis for Congress. Hello, CoinCot. Hello, Echo Chamber. Hello, Waves. Oh, Liz, I see you got your hand raised. I'm also going to do a BRB. Y'all can go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Mods, if anybody pisses you off, just kick them. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I've been working since I was 15, and
Rebel, hang on a second. Liz raised their hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and let Liz talk.
Liz. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Liz. I'm gonna drop. Thank you for having me. Right on, Alexandria. Thank you for coming up. Go ahead, Liz.
I hear people talking about a couple things here. I know that in terms of, I saw someone in the comments talking about growing their own food, which is a great, obviously, idea for a lot of reasons. But the obstacle with that, because I live on, not a ton of land, but enough where I could have like a small farm that would sustain at least me, but realistically even more than that. And in order to ensure that you're going to have something that's going to work, that is going to work with the specific climate that you are in, that is going to be organized properly, with upkeep, with a level of upkeep that you are able to maintain, you really need a professional to do that. And even just to have a garden planned for you is like $700, which I'm going through with that whole process now, for because luckily I am able to afford it at this time. But otherwise, I mean, unless you are a seasoned person in growing stuff, it's difficult. It takes a level of skill that most people don't just have. And in terms of transportation, the issue with the United States is that it was designed around the automobile, and that had a lot to do with influence from Henry Ford and yada yada yada. But until people who are the ones making the decisions, until the more affluent people are the ones who are taking transportation, which is kind of more how it is in other countries versus the United States. It's how it is in like New York, but not a ton of other places in the United States. There's not going to be a lot of incentive by the people who make the decisions to make that system better. The other thing is like there are new public transportation systems being implemented in cities all over the country, but people are not using them. The people who like have cars are not using them, and until the people who have cars start using them, they're not going to be viable options. And that's what's so unfortunate about the system being designed around a car. It's going to take people making that conscious decision to actually utilize those services, because otherwise they're not going to improve. And then people are going to think, oh, that's sketchy, because maybe the people who are like, you don't want to be on a bus or train with are going to be the only ones on it. It needs to be like Adam Ruins Everything, that show. Adam takes exclusively public transportation for that reason, because he really believes in that, and that's what it's going to require. So anyway, I'll land there.
That's a great point, because
I disagree. I disagree with that take.
Kitchen, go ahead.
So I disagree with that point. A lot of poor people use public transportation consistently. There are people who have privilege that don't, but most poor people rely on public transportation as soon as it's available where they are. And I would also say that the country was built around trains first, and then the politicians allowed the automobiles to take over.
And also the idea that people are not going to use it if it's been implemented. It comes down to a trust factor. If you implement it and it's really freaking shitty, yeah, no one's going to use it. You have places to be at a certain time. Not to go back to the whole healthcare situation, where if I have to be at the doctor by XYZ time, I'm gonna, and I have to be on the bus for like 2 hours to get there and still get there late. That means that we need a car because I can't
Definitely.
rely on that, right? So if the system is implemented and it works very well, it works very reliably, and there's a trust built with the people who are going to use that system, then yeah. But if you implement it and it's craptacular, yeah, nobody's going to use it, because unfortunately we have to abide by time, even though it's fake. People have things to do in a timely fashion.
Right. I mean, it's very much an uphill battle because of the way that cities, and especially more in the Western United States, but even in the Eastern United States, have been built out. It's urban sprawl as opposed to building up. People live very far, like everything is so spread out because there was this idea that everyone would have a car in the United States. And so in order to have an efficient public transportation system, you're talking about it has to span a great distance that it might not have to span in a lot of other places. And that's really the uphill battle. So that's why when it's like, okay, it's going to take X amount of time if I take public transportation, yeah, because they have to go, these lines have to go all the way out to, the whatever it is, 20, 30 miles out to pick up people in all these suburban communities. That's not necessarily the case in, let's say, New York City. That isn't designed like that.
I mean, I feel like people don't realize how difficult it is to get around, even in a city, when you don't have a car. Everything is really far away, and the public transportation runs really slow. Like, you were saying earlier that if you have to go to a doctor's appointment, you're still going to be late for it. I mean, how many hours of the day is it taking out of you, especially if you're sick, to have to go and walk to a bus stop, and bus stops don't even have seats anymore. So if you have an illness or you're disabled or you can't stand, it's really difficult to get around without a car, and waiting for maybe someone to come help you. People just don't realize that until they're in that situation. Like, what happens if someone is able-bodied and they have a vehicle, and then suddenly they're not able to work, and suddenly they don't have access to a vehicle anymore because whatever, they needed to sell it. I mean, that happened to me. I got really sick last year and I wasn't able to work and I had to sell my car off. And, the doctors, it's a 15-minute drive, but it's 3 hours on the bus and the buses run late and it's been snowing and I've been really sick. So I haven't really gone anywhere. I get whatever delivery I can get because the stores are really far away. Nothing is in a walkable distance. It's really, this society is very ableist and very just, people don't get it unless they're actually in that situation. And so the point of, having rich people needing to use this stuff and so they can make better decisions, we we should be able to go to our representatives and have these changes made, but they are no longer representing us and our needs as people in any stage of life. Just because you have a car and you're able-bodied today, it doesn't mean that you could get into an accident and suddenly you have no access to anything because everything is so car dependent. That's something I would definitely push for change on. That's what we've been pushing for change on in the city I'm living now, is for better public transportation, because it's difficult. It's become a problem. And I've been working like my entire life. I feel like I've been working my whole life and I'm at the point of burnout right now. And I know so many other people are. And just the fact of struggling to like be strong and cope and get through it when life is
Hey,
objectively getting worse.
Queen
Yeah.
Rebel.
So,
Hang on. I understand you got, everybody has a story to tell and whatnot, but like, please give other people space to talk.
okay, yeah, I just was only talking for a few seconds, like a minute, but okay. I just wanted to
All
say,
right.
like, going back into public transportation and stuff, like, so many people have this story that I have personally talked to, and it's something that we could and should be working on to change for everyone's betterment.
If I may, the other real big obstacle with public transportation is that and there's a great book called Invisible Women, and it is about data bias in a quote world designed for men. And there's an entire chapter about transportation and how public transportation, while in some places it might be very developed and very convenient for, just the masses so-called to use, really what it is convenient for is men, because men don't need to worry. Men don't have the same safety concerns that women do. Specifically cisgender men, right? And so when these things are designed, which because they are mostly designed by men, those safety concerns are not put into place. So even if something is a 24-hour subway or whatever, like how many hours during the day, if there are no blue light phones, if things are not well lit, if there's not if there's not any like safety officers anywhere or anything like that, how many hours during the day is a woman able to use it, or is a woman able to use it at all? You know what I mean? Because like there are surveys done of how many women who have been groped in public transportation, and it's like a majority of them, right? Or how many women who have had something even worse happen to them. So the other thing is until we start designing systems of public transportation with people in mind who need that extra consideration in terms of their personal safety, we're not going to get very far, because people aren't going to feel safe using it, as people specifically who have access to a car.
Right. So
There's
are
no
you're
incentive to use
talking
it.
about women with privilege, because a poor woman that's got to support her family is getting on that fucking train, on the bus. Like, I hear what you're saying, but it just feels like the people you're talking about are not the average person. You're talking about people with options. These people don't have options. They still have families to feed, in my opinion. Just like when you were talking about how people can't just garden. Tons of poor people have built pallet gardens on their porches, on their apartment flats, in their walls. If you like to say, like, some of the things that you said, to me feels like it's from a very privileged perspective, because like people every day who are poor are making things happen with scraps, not because they like it, but because they have no choice.
Well, what I'm talking about specifically is like a large scale garden, not just like a small one that could feed a community, I mean. And the other thing is, like I was saying before, the thing about transportation is when the more affluent people use it is when it becomes something that is when it improves, is when the people in charge are incentivized to keep developing it out, which is why it is important that more affluent people are also using the public transportation, because then it will get better.
But we've already designed everything around rich people and people with privilege. And that's kind of why we're in the state that we're in today. Like, can we just forget about like the top, even the top 10%? They don't live real lives and focus on like the bulk of people who will be impacted.
Well, people who have cars are not just the top 10% of people, right?
No one's trying to like attack you. I'm just
I'm not. No, I know you're not. I'm not. I don't feel attacked.
okay, because like the commonality here is poor people don't have a choice. Even if it's unsafe, if you have to get to work, you still have to get to work. Waiting on a rich person to come ride your subway because they want poops and giggles, you'll never get anything.
That's not the case in many cities, actually. I mean, that's not the case in New York.
Specifically, are you speaking of? What
Everyone
like
has
what
opinion in
city?
New York.
No, but you can't do that. What city specifically are you talking about? What train station is in a poor suburban area? Like, because you say a lot of cities, but like I'm very source based. So can you give me a specific example so I can better
An
comprehend
example of what?
what you are saying, where it is reliant on rich people to get public transportation to be of quality?
Everywhere. This is the thing about public transportation. I've read about this. In my city right now, they just implemented a new it's like a it's I guess it's like a bus system, but it's sort of like a trolley system because it has its own lane. And they spent so much money on this and they can't get anyone to and it's just not it's just sitting there. In fact, I just read they're considering doing away with it because it's it just doesn't have the enthusiasm, and then people are saying that they don't feel safe riding it. And so now it's
Did they
like,
ask
okay, now
poor
it's just
people
sitting there,
why
and I
they
don't
aren't
live in a
using
rich
it?
city.
So I come from a city where we have a free bus system. The local businesses help pay for it because it helps bring business to the area. And a lot of people, mostly poor people, but a lot of people use the bus system, including me. Um, and it's a nice bus system. I don't think that we necessarily have to have wealthy people riding the bus system for us to have a good system. We just have to have humane people. Um, but I know that I'm really lucky. I'm in
That
an
bus
area that
system?
I am
Do you use that bus system?
all the time. I don't have a car.
Okay, good.
So
And
what? That was my question. And you said you read it somewhere. What's the name of the article you read? Like I'm asking for the source because you're saying a lot of things and they're great, but can you give me something that I can fact check what you said?
so I just gave you the book that I just cited, Invisible Women.
Okay, I will.
All right, everybody. I feel like things are getting a little heated, so we're gonna take a little bit of a breather, take a cooling breath. This is your opportunity to hydrate if you need to. Kitchen, you also started to say something. I think that
No, I was
somebody
just
also there's some people
asking.
in the comments. Go ahead.
I was just asking if they like in her city where they're not using the new trolley, have they like talked to people who ostensibly should be? Have they asked poor people like, "What's your deal? Why don't you like this thing?" To see if there's a way that they can make it better for people to begin to use. Is it too expensive? Is it running on a wonky schedule? Is it not enough stops in places where people live? There's some reason it's not being utilized, and they should investigate that.
Also, Jasmine said the book is about Great Britain. Save
No,
homeless
just
cats and dogs. Ma'am, hang on a second. Not you, Liz. I'm talking to somebody in the comments because I pay attention to the comments, and the comments have been very interesting. I do agree that there should be a market survey done If people aren't using it, then they should definitely ask, like, hey, why aren't you using it? And also, saving homeless cats and dogs is great. Let's save all the homeless and not just the cats and dogs. I definitely don't have an argument against animal shelters and adopting animals. That's, that's great. But it's like, to me, it's really weird that we live in the United States where we have more sympathy for pets than we do other people. And I think that that comes with our sick obsession as a species to impress upon others. You can't impress upon a homeless adult the way you can impress upon a dog or a cat and have them dependent on you. So yeah, you can have that.
But Helios,
Uh,
have you
Go
thought
ahead.
about the fact that people have been trained to ignore the suffering of humans? Like when you would be back in slavery times when people were like, that person is screaming. The doctor goes, no, they're thin, their skin is thicker, right? So I would say they haven't been conditioned to see animals as beasts that we should abuse.
Yeah, for real. Not so fun fact, we have enough empty residential units for all humans and pets. Literally. Literally.
Mm.
But that's
I
another
like to
humanitarian
profit
issue.
off
You're
of
right.
that.
Yeah, they can profit off of, like, I saw somebody in a live that was people talk about begging and stuff on this app, but I saw somebody on a live, that person made a video of like, hey, I can't afford my housing anymore and I take care of these stray cats and whatnot. And like people were totally dunking on this person in the comments of the video, and then I went to that live and that girl was making bank. And when I tell you she was making bank on top of bank, people were throwing at her. Like, and then she started showing pictures, started recording the cats as they were moving around and eating and talking about how she spays and neuters them and takes care of them. And like it only ramped up. She was the hottest stripper at the club, as they say. Like, but people don't have that energy for other people. Um, but I wish I could come up. It's all good, Courtney. The number of people that will disparage homeless people in my town on Facebook pages, a bunch of posts saving animals is mind blowing. I can't even. Yeah, because they have sympathy for things that can't speak for themselves. But the second you interact a homeless adult that can speak for themselves, then they want to get in their feelings.
Like unborn babies.
Yeah, like unborn babies. They and then like the adoption rate for like newborns and babies and toddlers is really high, but the older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted because it's the obsession of being able to impress upon someone and do things to people that can't speak for themselves. But the second you can speak for yourself, they're done with you. A lack of
Mhm.
empathy from other people's really sad. Exactly. People love giving money for animals. I There was another live of like a guy who like sets out rotisserie chicken for stray cats next to an abandoned military base, and he was making all the bank. He had all the bank as well. Like people throw money at those lives for real. But God forbid a homeless person gets on live, then they're like, "Oh, you should just hustle." I was like, "Tell the cats and dogs that they should hustle. Tell them that they should get themselves spayed and neutered. While you're out here shouting at human beings that need help." Thank you for the shares, Pumpka. I appreciate you. Like, well, the homeless chose to be homeless. Yeah, exactly. It's a choice when it's a human being. Free Palestine. Thank you. Um, Objection. My dog absolutely speaks for herself. Sorry, but what I'm very pro-choice. Very, it's very mind my own business. Yeah, some people are pro-life for themselves and pro-choice for others, which is a respectable stance. The lesser of two evils is still evil. Choose good. Vote Green parties. Sherman Blueberry. Thank you, Rose. Thank y'all so much for the follows and the likes and the shares. We're going to go a few more minutes and then we're going to wrap things up. Thank you, Kitchen, for coming up. I saw you had to drop. I didn't see if you posted a message, but thank you for coming up. All right, y'all. Y'all feel free to continue. We're going to go for a few more minutes and then we're going to let people eat their food and enjoy their lunch. Oh, also, Faye Knight, I saw that you're in Oklahoma. I also saw the what that representative said a few days ago. Um, are you can you answer my question real quick? What's the question, Courtney? Please post the question again if you already posted it. Someone please get us universal income. The struggle is exhausting. UBI, universal basic income. I'm in Oklahoma too. We have a petition to remove him. Like shit, go in there and fucking remove him yourselves. Like, get the point across. He wouldn't have said that shit if he actually had the physical threat of torches and pitchforks. But yeah, Ryan, hello. I like your picture of Sephiroth with glasses. That's cute. Do you expect for people to be empathetic? No, I expect people to be sympathetic. You don't have to put yourself in that person's position and feel their pain to know what's good and bad. How can you be houseless and a socialist? Because your mom. Anyway, Liz, I see you're unmuted. Please go ahead, and then Naomi, and then Jasmine, and then Rebel Queen. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I had to say is, I mean, even it, like, regardless of anything else, the fact that these surveys come back and the vast majority of women have been assaulted on public transportation, that is a problem in and of itself. You know what I mean? I mean, even if it just means that only rich women aren't going to be taking public transportation, like, yeah, it means that poor women are getting assaulted at horrendous rates. And, you know, the fact that continues to happen and nothing is done infrastructure wise to change the public transportation system is pretty despicable.
Right. And then Naomi, go ahead.
You know, I can't think of anything. Vote Sherman Bluebear 2024.
This isn't the wrap up. This is just making sure everybody gets a chance to talk. Jasmine, please go ahead.
I thought we were doing a wrap up. I'm like, I got to come up with something really good.
No, this isn't wrap up. We're just getting everybody a chance to talk. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Well, thank you for your attempt at a wrap up, yo, Naomi. That was a cool shout out. No, so mostly I feel like there is a way that we can do this. We protect our streets. If you live in an area where public transportation is not safe, then you should be working on having groups that can escort people at the times that you know the transit station is closing or people are coming and going, right? Like, you guys know how we organize. I also feel like women aren't safe anywhere. And so if we want to actually protect women, we have to get white women to stop voting for people that oppress us. That's it.
Okay. Queen, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I did some Uber and Lyft back when I was in the Bay Area in California, just for nights and weekends, just so, you know, ladies could have someone safe to be in the car with to get home. And so many women said they don't even put their real address in there because if it's a man, they don't want them knowing where they live. One of my coworkers at my job said they got assaulted in a Lyft. That it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, and we can do so much better. And I'm just excited for the opportunity for us to come together and do better. And I really appreciate this live and everyone on here and being able to share. So thank you so much.
Right on. Somebody said, I love Jasmine Solutions, most of the common sense. And, yep, that's right. That's what's up. Hello, Heckin' Alien. All right. So, like, back to the topic. Like, if people, can I come up with my 6? I follow. Courtney, like, just chill. Just chill in the comments. Oh yeah, you're very welcome. So people have addressed like the first part, but like, let's move on to the second part. The ruling class is why you have problems. Let's move on to that part. We're going to start with Jasmine. Go ahead.
Agree with that. The ruling class is why you have problems. I saw a recent TikTok of someone saying, stop being so helpful. Stop doing favors for your boss. Stop supporting your own oppression.
Exactly. And that it's like, you know, do favors for your boss for what? Because your boss doesn't have a reason to be loyal to you because your boss is already on top. That's why that's the boss. Whoever wants to go next can go next. Just please be careful about talking over each other.
I was, and someone was talking about this in another live, but like, you know, there's a lot of people who will say, you know, oh yeah, the system needs a complete overhaul. We need to burn it all down, et cetera, et cetera. But then like, okay, what's the practical first step with that? Like, let's all go on strike. Let's stop, you know what I mean? Nobody can do that. Nobody can practically do that. Nobody wants to do that. And it's like, so I wonder like what's the first step in terms of creating that change, in terms of showing the ruling class what the working class means, you know what I mean? And that how much power they have, that is something that people are going to be comfortable with doing. Because the second you say let's all go on strike at work, there's all these reasons why people can't, and there are a lot of them are valid, but like when do we, like, how do we push past that objection?
Well, you can't have a strike without mutual aid. If you just want people to just walk off and you don't have a way for them to continue to feed their families and keep their lights on, it's a very poorly planned strike to start with. But if you're like, hey, we got a system that's going to help people out. You're going to be able to continue to eat. You're not going to have to worry about it. Let's go on strike. If you give people like feasible things, they will go on strike. Like that's what happened with Amazon.
Right. Okay. So that's the answer then. Mutual aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need a strong mutual aid. And I think that we were talking about people gardening and stuff. We really have to stop funding these people. They're using us to fund our own oppression in a way. And that has got to stop. So if we can come up with a viable solution so people can actually go on this strike so we can do what needs to be done. Another creator was definitely talking about how people that are disabled and things like that, they're going to take the brunt of this because they rely on having that. We're trying to fundamentally change things, so if we stop funding it, that might stop funding the programs that people need to live. So we have to come up with a better solution for that before we can implement anything new or a change. I feel we have to be able to protect the people who are most vulnerable, as well as create change that's going to be effective so we can all have a better quality of life.
I feel like people are having these conversations without the sense of urgency that we all need to have. A lot of the conversations that we've had, a lot of conversations that I've been in, people think that we have time. And I am of the opinion we don't have time. Like there's someone in this live right now that has no groceries to feed their kids when they get off the bus today. And so I love that people want to take time to craft the perfect system. But we don't have that time. We don't have that luxury. If you are going to start mutual aid, you need to start it today. If you are going to start a garden, you need to start it today. If you don't have the money today to start it, then you need to email somebody so we can get you some funds so you can start it. Like you guys, we're running out of time, in my opinion.
Absolutely. No, the world's on fire. It really is. Yeah. And I'm hoping like the garden that I'm starting is going to be what the projected yield is going to be enough to feed like not just me and my family, but like probably about 20 people. So I mean, I'm like, if enough people started something like that, like we really wouldn't need to rely on, traditional money system for a lot of the things that we rely on it for.
I'm veering topic just a little bit. I see a lot of people being very ableist in the comments, or at least two, maybe three people. And, I never understand the thought process that somebody is putting out there right now, that because made it
Who's
past
being ableist?
obstacles, that, that means everybody should be able to make it past their obstacles, rather than just appreciating that you had the ability to make it past your obstacles. You know what I mean?
Who's being ableist? Hang on. Who said what?
It was Mike Smith, and there was another one. Hold on. Matthew.
Mike Smith and Matthew?
Yeah.
Trump 2024, Matthew?
Yeah. They're both saying, you know, that disabled people basically are faking it.
I do not see Mike Smith. Oh, wait. I see that somebody replied to Mike Smith. Okay, mods, if y'all are in here, please go ahead and kick Mike Smith and Matthew. Because I don't see them, but I mean, I see a little bit of Matthew, but y'all can just go ahead and kick those two. We don't do ableism in here. But go ahead and finish your thought, Naomi. I'm sorry, but when somebody, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because when somebody brings up an issue like that, we can just go ahead and get rid of that. Like, I want my mods to feel empowered to like go ahead and kick people and block people as they feel the need. Free Palestine, welcome. All right, please go ahead, Naomi. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I was just saying, I just don't understand. I don't understand why people get that mentality in our society. It comes in different forms, you know, like when we here in my city, they decided to change the time for kids going to school to 9:30 because they learned that kids learn better if they go at 9:30 rather than say 7:30 or 8:30. It just, their minds work better. And a whole bunch of people were like, oh my gosh, well, I had to go to school at this time, so they should have to too. And it's like, why? If you suffered, why do other people have to suffer? Or just because you made it over your obstacle, why does everybody else have to make it over their obstacle, which is different from your obstacle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
somebody. Go ahead, Liz. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Somebody was saying, you know, people, especially in the comments, have been sort of like defending the system, those who have been. And it's like, I'm reminded of just like a wild animal defending like a pile of fish bones, like a pile of garbage. Like, why are you so like intent on defending this pile of garbage that we have right now? It makes no sense to me. Nothing is good. There's like 10 genocides happening. Like the world, the human race is not long for this world. Like, it's not good. Like, what are you defending?
And on that note, we're going to start doing wrap up. It is my time. I want to thank everybody for coming into the live. Thank y'all for being in the comments. Thank y'all for doing the things. Hey, Terrifying. So now we're going to do the wrap ups, and I do have a specific wrap up format where I give people a timer. So y'all, so this is a time where y'all can boost whatever you want, or if y'all have a little show and tell, you can give us real quick. You can definitely go ahead and get that ready now. And definitely drop your profile or your links or whatever you want to drop, and we're going to go ahead and start. Oh wait, where's my thing? All right, apparently I don't have it on this live for whatever reason, but we're gonna go ahead and give people a minute to talk. Rebel Queen, you can go first.
Yeah, I definitely, I was saying in another video, like I did a series of videos because I was on a serious rant this morning, but I was talking about how there's so many layers of the problems that we have in this country, like in the whole world really, but if we're just talking about like our country, the layers go so deep, and it's kind of like, where do we even begin? And I do know that there is a sense of urgency. Like, I feel the urgency. Things are happening very quickly, and they are devolving very quickly in this country. Our rights are literally being stripped away. There's cop cities everywhere. I mean, it's insane right now. So within that sense of urgency, how do we still protect people within that? Not everyone is able to start a garden. I mean, where do we come with the funds? A lot of us are struggling. You know, somebody said earlier, like, people's food stamps don't even last the whole month. That's a serious issue. So where do we start? That's what I really want to know. Where do we start, and how can we get the ball rolling with the urgency and also protect people? So that's something that's concerning me. That's something I'm definitely going to be talking about in more of my videos later. But, you know, I do appreciate this conversation because it is an issue, and I agree with Jasmine. We do need urgency on this. We need change.
Oh, for sure.
So thank you all so much. I love you guys all, and I have a wonderful day. This is my wrap up, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute.
Okay, thank you. So I suggest looking into resources about mutual aid. We can start with like Googling mutual aid and then going from there because there are a few people who talk about mutual aid. If anybody has any mutual aid resources, please do put them in the chat, and we're gonna go on ahead to Naomi.
Hi, y'all. Hold on. I want to. There we go. Hi, now you get to see how I look. I just wanted to show off the earring I made while I was sitting here. And if you like art, please feel free to follow me, or if you want to look up Cuddle Fission Creations on Facebook, I'm there as well, and you can message me there. Thank you, Jasmine. One of the things that I love about conversations like these is that Jasmine always has something really great, planned out for it. So every time I have a question, Jasmine is right there. And sorry, I meant they. I'm always doing that. So vote Jasmine Bluebear for 2024 because we'll get a UBI, we'll get housing, we'll get education, and so much more.
All righty. Then we're gonna go on to Liz.
Oh, I don't have much to say other than goodness, over 200 women just in the months of January and February, just in the United States alone, were unalived by men, and we need fewer pew pews.
Right on.
Because
that's fair enough.
98%
Oh,
of
go
them
ahead.
are unalived by pew pews. That's all.
Okay, I said that's fair enough. I thought that was the end of your statement. I'm sorry. All right, and last, for sure, and last but most certainly not least, the 2024 Jasmine Blue Bear Unicorn Party Green Party whatever fuck party presidential candidate Jasmine Sherman herself. Please take it away.
You guys are really too kind. Like, all of you are super. Like, if I could leave you with anything on this Wednesday, give yourself grace. Give yourself kindness. There are enough people outside of your home, outside of you, that will gladly make you feel bad, that will gladly put yourself down. Right now, we are seeing more violence, more lack of empathy, more bad treatment between people who are human. And so give yourself grace today. I know that the whole world is on fire, but take your bucket with water, pour your piece on, and then give yourself a little bit of love. That's it. I don't have much profound to say outside of, like, it's hard enough. Be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, and stand up for yourself.
Right on. That's what's up. That is sage advice. And if y'all are interested in Jasmine's platform and want to see their policies, please head over to their profile and go to their link tree. So in the meantime, Jasmine usually says peace, love, and hair grease. I say eat the rich and make rapists afraid again. I'll see y'all next time. I'll be back at 2 or 3 p.m. Take care now.